Um, but I mean, I can always talk about whatever. We could do a fantasy
I'm not.
critic
I mean, I'm down for whatever.
conversation, like
I'm not
something.
like advocating for not recording a podcast. I'm just saying I don't have a plan. So if there was a night where we would not do a podcast, this would be it. But if
I
you
mean,
want to
I'm also okay
scrape something
just with
together, I'm cool with
watching
that.
some stuff. I just don't know if there's that much stuff to watch. But um, we usually only watch trailers. We can watch. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from watching something that is a little more authored or whatever. You know, I mean, people do that shit all the time on Twitch and YouTube. I mean, that honestly, most content is just people watching other content these days, sadly.
Yep.
That
Um,
is true. That is very true.
but yeah, I don't know. We just need to check on Crispy.
I just pinged the announcements channel, so maybe that'll get his butt in gear. If not, we'll message him again. But what's up, Brad? Skate for life.
We call him Skate around these
Skate.
parts. No.
Too confusing because there's Brad in his name.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
So I'm getting to the point in Death Stranding 2 where I'm literally scaling mountains on foot.
Yeah,
On
the
foot.
first part of scaling the mountains in that game does kind of suck.
I mean, like it's ping ponging me across to different like things I got to deliver that require me to climb these super steep, snowy hills.
Yep.
Go over the crest of a mountain and go straight back down.
Yep.
Which is actually pretty stunning, but like it's kind of amazing and I love it. But like multiple times, my wife has come in and been like, "This looks boring as hell."
It is a slog until you finally get that vehicle upgrade that lets you go over the mountains.
Yeah, I just got that. But yeah, man. I don't know.
Meanwhile, I just built a zipline network all over the mountains, so I was good.
I mean, yeah, the thing is I keep running into issues with running out of chiral bandwidth. So like I can't make any new zip lines. So
build up that network infrastructure, buddy.
I'm hoofing it a lot, but that's cool. That's the game.
What's up, Zlate? How much Fatal Frame did you play?
I literally played like 20 minutes. I booted it up, and then
hey, that's enough for an impressions piece on this podcast.
That is not at all enough for impressions piece. Yeah, I will tell you this: one thing I gleaned from it is that I don't know. I think it might be a generational thing because I think it worked to its advantage on the PS2, but the noise filter that they have on by default in the remake is super overwhelming, and I was like, I'm turning that off. So now it's like super crisp looking, and I was like, but that makes it feel different from the original. I don't know. I gotta play more.
Huh? And what have you just been playing RE9 over and over again? I did finish it, so I do have like some final thoughts I could share.
I have platinumed RE9.
Damn.
Yeah, good for you. Congratulations. Weirdo. I have received 0 platinum trophies since the trophy system has been introduced. No, I've never received a platinum. I guess it's because
and you wear it like a badge of honor, huh?
No, I mean it's I don't even acknowledge it. That's the thing. But like it is my reaction to when people are like I don't even know what goes into getting a platinum outside of the fact that it must be more than just playing the game or playing the game a lot, right?
In most cases, yeah.
So I don't have notifications on. I don't see when I get trophies. I've never looked at it. I don't even know how to pull up a trophy list unless it's baked into the game's UI, maybe. But even then, I'm not even really looking at it. Like, I literally have no idea how to access the trophy list. So I don't know what to do to even get a trophy. And therefore, like, I've gotten gold trophies just from playing video games. But, you know, I don't think you can, like, accidentally platinum a game. At least
no.
probably
I mean, you have to get a platinum trophy.
Not.
You have to unlock every other trophy for a game,
which is certainly not something I'm doing, right? So like, it's a very active thing. So me not ever engaging with that system means I just don't have one, which I thought was shocking, because I thought, well, maybe I just like have accidentally received one from playing a game a lot. But I think it just, like a Monster Hunter game, right? I just play so much Monster Hunter. Maybe I've gotten the platinum, but no, there are games like that. Like usually the more like contentful the game is, probably they make the platinum harder to compensate, like a game that you're supposed to play like day and night constantly is probably, they're probably not going to make the platinum easy, right? But yeah, I don't know.
Some are easier than others. Spider-Man was pretty easy.
What's up?
All this to say, like when someone says, "I got the platinum," I don't really know what that means.
Don't keep talking. Say hi to me.
No, you're right. How many platinums do you have, Crispy?
0? I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have like notifications for
bitch.
those on?
What does that fucking mean? Listen, people who got lots of platinums don't get a game like Dragon's Dogma 2 or Crimson Desert, okay? They just don't understand. People who are true appreciators of art.
Man, he's coming in with some like, we're not even close to that topic, Crispy. It's just, we will talk about it. But I don't know. Wait, but like, you consider a game truly complete when you get the platinum?
Who?
Like you could send the disc back to GameFly, Chris Davis. I finished Resident Evil 9. I was like, I guess I'm done with this, and I put it back in the sleeve and I sent it back to GameFly.
I feel like if I was 5 years younger, this conversation would be insane to me. But because I remember when achievements became a thing now, it feels fake. It feels like a grift.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely like,
hey, I don't know what to like.
I don't think there's like artistic vision behind like most of the trophies that are. It's probably like intern work, coming up with like the challenges, or like like entry level
work.
Designer.
They work. Robin will barely touch her PS5 because she's like, but all my trophies are on Xbox. Like, she doesn't want.
You mean her Chivos? Her Chivos?
Yeah, her Chivos.
Yeah. People were having that conversation maybe like 10 plus, like 12 years ago, but who's...
I don't know that means anything. I mean...
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I think trophies feel like more...
neurodivergent.
I think early on, when everybody had like a 360, it was exciting because trophies didn't exist, right? And the PlayStation 3 era, it just wasn't as...
This could be a podcast.
Popular. Yeah, I mean, that's why I was saying we could always just talk about things. But like, I think since the further away from the introduction to achievements, the more, and since they introduced like the PS4 era, PS5 era, where PlayStation became like top of the world again, like to me, like if I did care about this stuff, having a lot of platinum trophies feels like a more interesting, like quantifiable number than just like the lump sum that Xbox has, right? At some point, that number gets so large where it's like truly meaningless, right? Someone who plays a lot of games is going to have a lot of achievement points, whether they're going for the 1,000 points or not, because that's the way they're tracked. But platinum trophies, like you all are saying, they have to be like sought after. And who's going, I have 1,000 points in this many games on the Xbox side? Probably no one. That just seems weird.
I have
I mean, it's like
we're gonna watch some trailers, guys.
Remember, like Marlboro points, you could at least get like a canoe with those.
Yeah.
So that's the thing though, is that like Microsoft tried to do that for a while. Like you earn achievements and you could spend that on like arcade the arcade currency, the Xbox Live arcade currency.
But then they realized they'd be losing too much money.
I don't think it was just engaging for them, so they just discontinued.
To conclude this conversation, I'm curious about Nick. You seem like more on my end, right? Where you probably couldn't give two shits. Do you even have?
Not really.
notifications turned on. I feel like as like immersion obsessed as you are, like I would like to think that maybe a pop-up would be pretty awful.
My notifications are turned off by default, but I have turned them on occasionally for I don't even remember what I turned it. Like sometimes I'll turn it on and I'll forget to turn it back off.
If it's like an arcade game, maybe that's cool. But like, and some of them can be like really like jokey puns and stuff, right? Like I can imagine like a Last of Us 2, and then like a pun achievement pops up. Like,
I mean, it
double tap after like your best friend just got killed or something.
It doesn't bother me when it pops up. It is a little bizarre, but it doesn't.
Isn't it immersion breaking though? Like I feel like even the slightest.
Really? If it happens during a cutscene, it can be.
But they often do, don't they?
Yeah, sometimes they do. But like it's like the
sound. It's so easy to turn them off.
I know. I do turn them off usually. In fact, I think they're off right now.
Okay.
All right, let's watch some trailers.
I don't care so much that I never even.
Oh, I put this one in.
Damn, Crispy.
Oh, I put this one in again later. I forgot that I added this a few days ago.
Is this new Castlevania? Is this a new Castlevania trailer?
It's not Castlevania game.
This is definitely not
like Castlevania. Wait a second.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, don't say definitely not Castlevania.
No, it's definitely not because I've seen this trailer. I know exactly what this game is.
I know, but I'm saying it's giving Castlevania. So
it's giving Castlevania.
It's giving Castlevania.
And the art style is giving Castlevania a little bit.
But when you say it's I'm definitely not. It's like, Nick is not off.
When you guys say giving, it's like
young people speak.
I know, but it makes you sound like your age.
Yeah, I know. Do you think I'm trying to sound young, or am I trying to sound
like men in their 40s?
I mean, you got to realize that at this point, leaning into that skid is the smart move. Like,
loop this shit.
The appeal is trying to make us seem ridiculous because we're not.
I'm trying to be silly and it's
we're not hip with the youth.
Ironic, yes, I get it, Crispy. Thanks.
No, but I mean, one more layer, and it's.
Yeah. Look, I don't even
get on my level, Crispy.
I think it's just from watching lots of like Northern Lion, where he can't stop.
That's fine. It's giving is fine. I don't care. What's the one that really?
All right, let me talk about this. This is it is Castlevania inspired because it's like a reverse Castlevania, right? Like you're controlling the castle and designing the castle. It's like it's a tower defense game, but you're setting up the rooms and the layouts, kind of like Dungeon Keeper-esque, right?
That's actually kind of badass.
As the heroes are trying to get through your castle. But yeah,
that's actually pretty cool. I like that. I like the sound of that.
But importantly, is that this is a known and liked indie dev. So I'm even more excited about this project. It's from the developer of Moonlighter and Cataclysmo.
I like Moonlighter.
Both those games are pretty neat.
So, type shit. That's the one. Like as an affirmative response, type shit is awful.
Type shit?
Who says type shit?
Type shit. Oh, sorry. Is that youth speak that you're not up on yet?
Oh, yeah, no.
Actually, I think somebody used that the other day, and I was confused.
I can only be up on stuff that's like at least a couple of years old.
Right, that it's filtered through other hipper unks before it got to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's so funny to me that I've never heard Henry say 6-7, but he knew immediately what it was when I asked him about it, and he was like, "Dude, that's just not cool. That's uncool." Like he knew it was uncool as someone who I've never heard say it, which is semi-surprising to me.
Yeah, I think the cycle on these things might just be absolutely busted at this point.
Yeah.
So this is just Road Rash with Cyberpunk, right?
Is this a separate game or is it in?
It's an arcade.
It's an arcade.
That's insane.
I think, unless this trailer's just being clever.
Watching trailers for arcade games.
It looks because this is interesting.
I have to go to a Chuck E. Cheese to play this?
It's Cyberpunk, dude.
It was Chuck E. Cheese until it was an arcade cabinet.
Chuck E. Cheese at least has like, all you can play. You're not gonna have to pop.
I haven't been in a Chuck E. Cheese since I was Chuck E. Cheese age.
Go to Dave & Buster's.
There's a very good reason you have not been in a Chuck E. Cheese because they're not made for anybody but children.
and parents.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
It would be
they're
very
made for venture capitalist firms. They got fucking gutted.
Arcades are horrible too. Ugh. But like a Chuck E. Cheese will have occasional games like this. They're just, like probably like 15 years old.
There's no way
Man.
that a single one of these units is less than like $30,000. There's no way.
Dude, I was watching this, and the entire time before you told me it was an actual arcade unit, I was like, please tell me this is something like a separate game, because this is killing my memories of how good Cyberpunk looked.
Well, I mean,
I mean,
it was
at
kind of
launch?
exciting when it was like, oh, hey, we just did a fun, goofy little update for Cyberpunk.
What's up, Funky Duck? I'm so glad you're here. What a treat. Hey, Funky Duck, can I ask you something? As someone who like pretty much always shows up to streams to at least say hi, and you're a real one for that, and I mean that. Not even Beck. Not even Beck comes around anymore. But where the fuck is Beck?
Yeah, right.
Where is Beck? Oh my God, where's Beck, guys?
They have like a wife
Beck
and
has
kids or
been,
something.
I'm
They posted
saying
in
like,
Discord.
is Funky Duck in our Discord at all? Like, I
Yeah.
lose my mind thinking of people who have never been to our Discord but will like show up to every stream, even
And
though
vice
we,
versa.
like,
And then the
almost never
people in
stream.
our Discord don't come to the stream.
Yeah, they're just lazy assholes. They're fuckers. That's all. They can't be bothered to chat here. But it's like I get it, man.
What are we watching?
Somebody-
What is this a
somebody-
trailer for?
I heard
This is
someone
Exodus.
I heard
Oh,
someone.
Exodus.
No, that's cool, Funky Duck. I don't think any. I mean, I'm not advocating that you should necessarily. I was just curious.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Don't go to the Discord.
Hey, you shut up.
so-
You shut up.
This is silly.
Somebody, I heard on Minmax they were talking about like something related to, I don't know, like let's say vaguely related to what I was just talking about, like I don't know, getting people from a Discord over to the Twitch chat and maybe something slightly more high effort. Like I forget what their topic was, but they were referencing actually I think it came from like Jeremy Parrish or whatever, if that means anything to you. But the comment was like in reference to what you can expect from, let's say, viewers or an audience or listeners or community members, but not even like maybe even like gamers in like a game UI or something. Expectations from the masses. And it's like, you can't even get people to hit that button on your phone that unlocks that to go from a YouTube video from like vertical to horizontal. You know how you hit a button so it can like
I do that all the time. People don't do that?
I'm saying like there's a lot of people who will just watch a YouTube video without doing that and like
Oh my God.
and like
That sounds awful.
like turning their phone 90 degrees. At that point, like, and that's so fucking true. It's so fucking true. I'm like that sometimes too, man. At that point, I will never expect anything from anyone related to anything because
And we'll be happier
don't-
for
they don't give a shit. They
we'll be
don't give a
happier
shit.
if we just accept it.
They're not gonna. You know how hard it is to come over from Discord to Twitch. That's
No.
probably so hard for someone who won't even like
to move
to
platforms.
turn their phone 90
That's
degrees.
crazy.
You know what I mean?
Lazy motherfuckers.
I mean, but like it is what it is, right? Because yeah,
It is what it is.
it's a single button on a phone that is in their hands nonstop, anyways. Crazy, man.
What the fuck is this?
It's Mr. Sleepy Man, obviously.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
I'm
It's
digging
right
this
there.
music. I'm digging this music. Ashif is watching us right now on the treadmill at the gym.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't know I started in a video game.
See, look at Slade. Sometimes I just can't be bothered to watch things in landscape mode on my phone.
I would rather die than
It's-
watch something vertically on my
Well,
phone.
what do you? It depends on what you
Yeah.
want. What are you watching? What are you watching on your phone?
What do you mean?
I mean, sometimes you're just mostly listening.
If
Also,
I- if I-
phone resolution's got extremely high resolution, you know.
If I went through the effort of pulling up YouTube on my phone, I'm watching it horizontally.
You probably don't use YouTube like a lot of the populace, though.
I use YouTube only when like a new movie trailer drops. Like
that's unhinged to say, right? Why don't you watch those on your TV?
What?
Why don't you watch the trailer on your TV, right?
I mean,
is that crazy?
If I'm at work and like they drop a new trailer for Spider-Man, I'm not gonna go watch it. I'm not gonna wait till I get home to watch it on my TV.
There's a lot of trailers where I'd probably wait till.
Do you guys want to talk about that trailer?
Yeah,
we're not talking about trailers so far in trailer talk.
Yeah,
what? No, I mean the Spider-Man trailer because it's.
There was a Spider-Man.
What?
Trailer?
You're not happy with it,
dude? Do you have eyeballs in your skull?
Dude, everybody was pretty hype about it. That I could tell.
Yeah, I know, but.
Oh, the Spider-Man movie
so much
trailer.
of it just looks like. Okay.
What? I don't. I'm genuinely.
Okay,
I'm pretty stoked for
it. You can't make a criticism without anyone just being like, "Oh, well, obvious."
Well, I don't know what the criticism is.
No, I know. But I'm gonna say like, it has reached new levels of. This looks like actors standing on green screens that like should not be possible. Should not be possible.
Crime too, though.
Guess I'll need to go watch the trailer. I should watch the trailer on my TV.
I mean, really?
The shot of him like standing, like there's one shot in particular of him like standing, looking at his phone with like the city skyline in the back. That looks insane. It looks like they're doing an SNL parody of a Spider-Man trailer. It's crazy how much it looks like that man who plays Spider-Man, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland, of course it is. Has never even set foot in New York City. Like or any city. Like it doesn't look like it looks like he's standing in front
of is he gonna grow extra arms? I kept expecting like extra arms. I don't know much about my Spider-Man lore, but
I don't think he's gonna grow extra arms.
No, people are like theorizing that they're gonna adapt that storyline where he turns into the Man Spider because at the end of it he comes out with organic web shooters.
Yeah.
I figured they were gonna just tie that into the whole like multiverse thing where Tobey Maguire came over and somehow that was gonna
that'd be so boring. Like honestly, if they never mentioned multiverse stuff ever,
I mean, they were hinting at the Green Goblin a little bit.
Were they? No, they were not.
Yeah, they did when they were like raising the curtain and like there was a guy in a green suit in a chair.
No, that was
okay.
Yeah, you don't know your Spider-Man.
No, there's a lot of theories about that. None of them have anything to do with Green Goblin. The crazy one that I saw everyone saying is absolutely not true. Is people were like, oh my god, Jean Grey's gonna be in this movie, and no, she's not. But I think the other like kind of popular theory at this point. People are talking about Chameleon. People are talking about what was the fire chick from Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends? Like that was one that people were talking about.
Firestar or something? No. What's her name? Hey, this anything? I mean, this is too big a topic for a trailer talk. I mean, talking about phones or whatever is a bit smaller. I don't know.
I just watched that scene and I think it looks fine. I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
To go back to the topic I was trying to talk about.
I swear to God, go look at the 2014 Amazing Spider-Man. Compare the visual effects in that movie to like the stuff that's going on in this trailer. I'm telling you, man, it's.
You mean the one with Andrew Garfield?
Yes, the Andrew Garfield.
I couldn't tell because I was watching it on my phone in portrait mode.
Yeah, there's that. There's that too.
There's that.
My brother will not watch film. He watches a lot of movies. He will not watch trailers outside of a movie theater.
I'd also say that like the YouTube algorithm has just seems like it's gotten worse. Like the artifacting is just so fucking terrible now.
Robin's kind of the same way. Robin won't watch trailers. If it's something she cares about, she won't watch trailers.
Let's talk about Starfield.
This is kind of interesting.
Yeah, except the models could look a lot better. If only NVIDIA would save us.
Jesus.
I feel like, as the person here who's played the most Starfield, I think, maybe.
Really?
I don't know. How much did Crispy play? Crispy actually built like ships and shit.
No. I think you played more than. How much did you play?
Like 70 hours.
Okay, yeah, I didn't get that close. I was like,
Okay.
I was like
So what
20 hours, and then I bounced.
Oh, okay. But
You
but
didn't
you
finish
spent a
your
lot of
ship.
that building ships, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. I was like, I don't feel confident enough in my shipbuilding ability.
That was the
to spend
only
time
thing that I
doing
was really
this.
like vibing with in the game.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, Nick, but you didn't finish your sentence. You said,
And
as
even
the
that
person
was
who played the most
frustrating
of this
as shit.
mediocre game, dot.
Well, I didn't say mediocre game. I said I'm just kind of like this port at this point. Are there people pining for this? I mean,
There's people who didn't own Xboxes or whatever. Yeah, sure.
but
I
like,
guess.
but like the narrative of what Starfield is out
okay,
there.
well, first of all, there's a lot of people out there who could give a shit about the narrative. It's
The game
I mean,
has
but-
changed quite a bit in the past 3 years.
that
Oh, yeah.
part doesn't even matter, right? Right? It's more just like there are fans of like Skyrim and Fallout 3 or whatever the fuck. Bethesda fans who didn't have an Xbox or a PC that could run it, so they're like, yeah,
That's
sure.
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
So
I mean,
the
it's not like-
thing that I think is kind of cool about this update is that they finally address like the gameplay loop of jumping between planets. You no longer have to do that.
What does that mean?
That means
What does
that
that mean?
that means if it's within the same solar system, you don't have to jump between planets. You can just look in that direction and go cruise mode at speed of light and slowly get there.
Oh, so there's more seamless like travel
is.
from
Yes.
yeah,
to
but
place.
like
Okay.
emphasis on slowly because it is trying to like capture a sense of scale so much so that like trying to fly between planets is actually much farther than you would
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
I
but they're
feel like
also
Starfield
like
players
adding,
realize that
random
that's the
events
last
that can
thing they
happen.
want.
Yeah.
I feel like the problem with Starfield is players going, actually, this scale
Too-
sucks. I don't want to walk or across this terrain for 20 minutes before I get to my slightly interesting.
Which they've
side
added new
objective.
vehicles which you can use on land at any given time. They've added essentially a maker.
Sure, but what I'm saying is like,
The problem is that fucking No Man's Sky now
Exists.
Everything.
exists and
Yeah.
has Corvettes. So like, what do I need Starfield for?
well, you don't need it as like a space, like a simi type space game. You need it as, I guess, like a story game.
Okay, when is it getting a good story?
I don't
I
know.
thought
I've
the
never,
story
never
was-
played it, or I played it for like a half an hour.
I didn't get to finish the story, but I did think it was interesting. It was interesting.
There
But, I
were
mean,
a
isn't
couple
that-
quality side quests that I remember from that game.
Yeah, I mean that is largely why people are playing Bethesda games, right? Because they like characters.
I've
and-
never believed that because you're
side
telling me
quests and
people
stuff.
play Skyrim for the story. Insane. You're telling me people play those
but, like,
Fallout games for
No,
the
no, no,
story?
no. Okay,
No
what
way.
you-
I do.
like the plot, the main plot, maybe not, but like there's a lot of like
World
like
building.
if you talk about the love of something like Elder Scrolls, people are like, oh, the fucking Dark Brotherhood
Mods.
quest line and
Oh.
Oblivion is so memorable, or the like the different guild quest lines and stuff, and that is story. Like that stuff's not happening in a game that's just a sim or whatever. I mean, that is what fans like. They like character. They like the orc.
Here
That's
we go.
Oh no!
that killed the entire.
Oh, no! Oh god! Ah!
Yeah.
What the
finally, they made her
Oh
hot.
my god!
This is
No.
crazy.
And they somehow make Leon less hot. Yeah.
Well,
Yay,
they just had
technology.
highlights and
Ah,
Are you
she's too
serious?
cartoony. Let's. Yeah.
get those wrinkles.
Yeah, my PC may have games look good.
What
That's
the
so
What are we
fuck?
doing?
terrible looking.
God, AI. is
All right,
the
but
worst.
Starfield, yeah, Starfield. These two look okay, right? Yeah. I mean, I feel like the more that your game already has characters that are so generic looking, maybe. I will say some of these look a lot different than what happened with Grace in that Resident Evil comparison. That looked like it got what's her name?
When people are like, "See, I fixed it," and it's like posting
yes,
what's her face
that
Horizon.
one was definitely like Horizon. Yeah, that was crazy.
The pretty Aloy.
Yeah, the pretty Aloy with makeup on and stuff. Like, what the fuck?
Carlos says they made Grace look like Anna de Armas.
Sophie, can you skip this one, Chris Davis?
Yeah, I know this was. We opened with this and watched it 3 times.
Yeah. Hey, look, it's Funny Raccoon Game.
Yeah,
Funny Raccoon Game.
I know what you're gonna say, but like, really?
What? Wait, what? What are you talking about?
Really, Brad?
What are we talking about?
I don't know what Crispy's referring to. This game?
Were you saying that this is like a secret banger?
No, Carlos has been saying this is a secret banger. I was no. I've been copy pasting his like DM recommendations into the gaming channel like they're mine. So so that way, if I play this and I really like it, I can claim that I discovered it because Carlos doesn't pop into, he doesn't like to let people know he likes things, but he'll DM me when he likes something, and he really likes this game, which I did try. I did play it.
Which one was it? The fucking Adult Swim game. What was that called?
That could be anything, Carlos.
No. God,
Luke this one. I want to talk about it. Luke this one.
Skin Deep?
No, not Skin. That's not an Adult Swim.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about.
No.
Here.
From years ago.
Adult Swim published?
The really funny one. The really good funny one.
Oh, you're talking about like the first
Unicorn?
person. No. The first person like spy
High
game.
on Life?
The spy game. What was the spy game called?
The one with like
Punch.
naked gun humor and stuff.
Yeah,
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, no, it was Jazzpunk.
Jazzpunk. Yeah. How did you remember the Adult Swim publishing on that? That's crazy.
I thought that was like
that was the thing.
Defining.
No, I mean
qualities.
That was like back when Adult Swim publishing games was kind of like, Adult Swim publishes games
about this game. Can I mention Carlos is being sincere? He's truly in love with this game. Now, my first reaction was that this is visually the most I mean, he linked me to a trailer and he was very sincere, but like I could not. This is the most Carlos looking shit I've ever seen. Every single game recommendation from Carlos is this shit. So how am I supposed to like look at this?
Tell the difference.
Oh yeah. And he's like legit. This is game of the year, and I believe him so much so that I started playing it and everything. And it is interesting.
It is
but like. How can you be taken seriously when every game you're recommending looks like this? And you know what he told me? He's like, oh no, this is really cool. I actually follow this like content creator or whatever, somebody on social media who recommends like a lot of bangers and stuff, and she like those are shit, and she recommended this one, and she's right. It's like a banger, truly a banger. And I clicked on her Twitter profile, and she was like, these are the first indie games I played this year. It's like a collage of like 6 games, and all of them looked exactly like this. Like this, I don't know what's going on. Does the game have to look like this to be good?
Like a big Cruelty Squad, hitting the States Outlaw kind of fan.
Yes.
Only video games. Good video games look like this. That's just fact.
I mean, I believe
this is what a good video game should look like. This is what Desert is
it
so
also
big.
Feels like shit to play. Kind of feel like it doesn't feel like Mario Odyssey, right? Which is fine. It doesn't have to be good. But like
that's very big of you.
He's so like typecast as the person who likes this game. Anyways, next trailer. It's pretty cool. I gotta play more of it. I wonder if the game didn't have those vibes, would people care?
Is it a 3D character action game? Is that what?
No. It's a 3D platformer collectathon game. Kind of a collectathon adventure game.
What I described would be like a Bayonetta, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Or like a Suda game, actually.
A Suda.
I want shorter games with worse graphics. My problem with Carlos' recommendations is every single game he's ever recommended to me is in the range of 45 minutes to 3 hours. And I get it. Some people love that shit, but like,
but Carlos, there has to be one country somewhere in the world that still makes incredible looking bangers that require insurmountable amounts of human suffering to make. Like, we still got to get that from somewhere, right?
the last Anomaly Agent game was supposedly really good.
Oh my god.
Like I hope what Carlos is talking about is true of the whole world except like maybe Korea.
Yeah.
I want 2,000 Korean developers getting paid $10 an hour.
Yeah, stop it.
And working
it's too real.
80-hour
It's
weeks.
too real. Stop it.
Oh my god.
So what is the vibe with Crimson Desert? I certainly didn't have enough time to watch enough reviews.
We're going to talk about it on the show.
I know what you're talking about. But I want to make sure we're going into this with enough knowledge.
I think
because
a lot of
the thing is I don't want you to give your impressions or of I'm asking you, Crispy, have you like consumed enough of the talk to have a conversation on the podcast?
Yes.
Okay. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Because I haven't, so I'm a little
I'm putting myself on the line because I could be looking
I've seen the scores next week. I've seen a couple of blurbs, so I just want to be sure.
I will say that certain people whose opinions that I am more or less familiar with had surprisingly positive opinions in ways that I wasn't expecting.
Or can you elaborate on that? Because it sounded like you were about to say people that you tend to agree with.
This is the topic.
No, I don't tend to.
I don't want to get into the details of the topic. I just want to make sure there's going to be an actual conversation.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next.
We're going to do a 1-segment show, and we're going to talk about
what's
Crimson Desert.
This is another Carlos slop.
Oh, but yeah, I can tell because Carlos didn't recommend it. So this is
my recommendation.
This is Nick Slop now.
It's easy to pick out Carlos games.
So many of Carlos games have like, oh no, you got to keep playing. You got to get all the endings for it to be good. Which is like kind of a pet peeve of mine. I don't know.
Oh, you got to keep playing, bro.
Got to get that real ending, bitch.
He's gonna make you play a game about a Chinese girl committing suicide and only takes 45 minutes long, and he's gonna look you dead in the eyes and say, "This is the best video game I've ever played."
Yeah, but I mean that is fair.
That's so real.
You know.
The Paul Tassi 95 is crazy. I love it. Did not expect that from him.
Oh, that was it.
I think Marathon broke something in Mr. Tassi.
Mr. Tassi?
Paul Tassi, the guy who does game reviews for Forbes. And is also kind of like the live service game guy.
Anyways, that one Funny Raccoon game, I was like, oh, there's so many like cool interactions and stuff. And I'm like, this motherfucker also hasn't played like Tears of the Kingdom, you know? So like it doesn't.
Is that real? Is that accurate?
Carlos
living in an alternate gaming reality. Like the timeline is different.
Played it, right? Like he doesn't want to play that. He doesn't. Those are bad video games to him.
That's not the kind of stuff he goes to video games for, you know?
Yes.
That's to each.
But I'm saying you could have a game with cool interactions without it looking like that, Carlos.
All right.
I had time I would have played more and recorded.
Dead air. I'm gonna start doing that every time there's a pause.
At least they can see us, right? They can see us walking away, Crispy. You know,
they can see my little profile picture.
They can't see you being quiet.
But I'm not featured prominently in it, so
yeah, they can't see you being quiet. Hey, the perfect pencil finally got a score.
Perfect pencil.
Perfect pencil.
Who picked up Crimson Desert?
No
on Fantasy Critic?
No.
I don't think anybody did. I don't think anybody was willing to take the risk.
Did I not? I thought I did.
Oh man, I wish you did.
Maybe I'm not as
last year you did. I think last year you did.
Maybe I'm not as real as I thought I was.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't
Yeah, you're a fucking poser. Have you been crashing out about the score on because you thought you had the game. Is that why you were crashing out?
I wasn't crashing out.
You were
I'm
look.
genuinely. I wasn't crashing out. I was saying I think this is great news. I think it's a little awful for Fantasy Critic, but I didn't even remember who had it. But like this looks like, I don't know. It has all the hallmarks of a game that you can't like sabermetrics your brain around. It is Fantasy Critic anti-Fantasy Critic kind of game, you know?
Yeah,
It is Fantasy Critic
Like
poison.
it's the kind of game that like Fantasy Critic
Not poison, but
will
I know.
punish you for trying to have it's not even Fantasy Critic, it's just critics, right? Like it definitely has all the hallmarks of the kind of game that like a bunch of people tried to play it in a very rushed, controlled fashion, didn't get the expected experience out of it, wrote a bad review, and then like in 5 years people are gonna rediscover this game and be like
Dragon's
"No."
Dogma 1
or 2.
Okay,
But-
guys.
but
This is the podcast. Save it for the fucking podcast.
you're right.
God
That
damn,
is
we
the
don't have much
podcast.
to talk about tonight.
Well, we can talk about NVIDIA. Or we could just
I'm
talk
gonna
about
let you lead
what
this
we've been
bitch,
up to.
Brad.
Nick,
You're-
just say, hey man, what y'all been up to? And then we'll go from there.
All right,
You're still a good host, not me.
I'm hitting record.
I'm hitting record.
I'll do a little intro and then
Do an
I'll-
icebreaker. You got one? Or no?
Maybe
I'm
hold
recording.
on.
We could take an icebreaker from chat or something.
Yeah, we can. We can.
Hey, Night Shader, what's up with you? Can you go over into the Discord and grab everyone and bring them here? It's so important.
Yeah, they'll listen to you, Nightshader.
Like we care so much.
You're a pillar of the community.
People might think we don't care,
That's
but we
not
care.
right. Nightshader really is an unsung hero of this
Do you
community.
know how kind of a woman I am married to, chat?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Nightshader is.
No. He's okay.
How kind of a woman.
Everyone hates
Nightshader?
Nightshader. That's not not true. Like
Nightshader
there are
hates-
so like
Nightshader hates Nightshader.
in your Photoshop
Fair.
output alone, you are so much more likable than like 80% of the people who hang out in our Discord.
Oh,
That is-
yeah.
That is unhinged commentary, Brad.
But
What
like I'm just saying if we were tier ranking people, like his skills alone put him up there.
What is that?
That's me. That's.
I'm gonna ask you
Oh
again.
my
What is
God.
that?
We
That's
respect
Nick's-
artists.
That's Nick's LinkedIn photo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You caught me.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Also, consider updating that maybe.
Me?
Oh, your LinkedIn photo?
Yeah, your LinkedIn photo is like 15 years
Dude,
old.
I haven't been on LinkedIn in probably 15
Dude.
years.
For
I
the
don't even
first time.
know how to log in.
Listen. I normally just steal Nightshader edits out of the channel. Like I don't influence or.
This
make
was
contact.
commissioned, right?
This was commissioned. I was at work all day, approving and rejecting prints all day to get this because I was like, we can't talk about Nick playing Marathon. What I really wanted, it's AI, so like it's gone and it's hard to justify, and it's also kind of hard to find for some reason. But like, there was an edit of someone took that picture of Ben Affleck where he's like outside looking
Smoking
like
the
he hates
cigarette?
his life. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
dressed him up like this chick from Marathon, and it was perfect. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, I need one of this, but it's Nick. So like last night at 2 a.m, I put a picture of Nick and a picture of this chick in the Discord. And I was like, Nightshader, please help me.
And he delivered. Oh my god.
Hold on. I was complimenting my wife, okay?
Oh,
Malia
sorry.
Oh, it's
Oh,
is
you're
a
married?
very
That's cool.
she's a very kind woman. And I say this, I want y'all to know that like if I went to her and I was like, I would like to stream like every night for the next 30 days, she'd be like, that's cool, let's do it.
I'd like to quit my job.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying the only thing keeping me from streaming in my life is not children. It's not how busy I am.
It's you.
It's not my kind woman. It is chat. It is chat.
it is chat. Oh,
No,
that's
I enjoy
hilarious.
streaming, but I only enjoy streaming when people are
Engaged.
engaged.
Wow.
And if they're not, it's the last thing I want to be doing.
I totally
So
get
like
that.
if people, I want people to know that if they showed up, I would show up so much more often. And
I would do the
1,000%
same.
truth.
If you
I would
bid
do the
it,
same because every time I do stream, even though it's once in a blue moon, when I stream and I have to constantly be like, "Are y'all still with me?" Like,
No, it's the worst. It's the worst.
it's pretty. That's why I stopped years
And like
ago.
I get it that there's a lot of streamers out there that are, that's the situation they're in, right? Where they don't really have an audience and they have to make the choice, do I just keep doing this anyways? And some of them do, and that sucks. But we're not them. We have a Discord full of so many people who can't be bothered to just talk in the Twitch chat, the one I'm looking at as I'm streaming, and it drives me crazy.
Wow.
And it's fine.
now that we got that off our chest, can we go?
Yeah. I've been recording.
If you started recording, you can restart it because
okay,
that was
let
a
me do that
while
real quick.
ago.
Oh shit! I forgot we
What?
record these things.
Yeah, we do. Make sure you're
Okay.
capturing the correct microphone.
Thanks for
That's
racking.
a good point.
No, I'm glad y'all are
Why don't
here.
you make
but
Testing
sure
1, 2.
Chris Davis is capturing the right microphone, Nick?
Yeah,
Why don't you make sure Brad Simons is capturing the right microphone?
I didn't use any
Nick?
specific names. I was directing that comment to everybody.
despite my reputation and the way people talk to me sometimes, I feel like I don't have audio issues that much. So fuck you,
The
Crispy.
way people talk to me sometimes.
Well, I just look like someone who would be having audio issues.
Yeah.
No comment.
But the audio issues are beyond the microphone.
Yeah.
They're more
And
like,
our fucking clean shaven producer over there is always having all kinds
oh
of
yeah,
issues. I'm sorry.
the high and tight.
No,
all
he
clean
moved to the
cut.
boonies. He can't.
What do you? Yeah.
He can't be blamed for that. Well, he can, but we're not holding that against him. Mostly just Spectrum.
I need to go take another pill.
Fucking Mr. White Flight himself.
A pill? What kind of pill you popping?
Like a boner pill?
No, an analogy pill, a
Oh,
chlorotrimeton.
okay.
Gotta get all boned up for the podcast.
Wait, y'all don't take a pill before every
You
podcast?
all aren't rocking a 2.5 hour stiffy.
An Ambien?
I thought that was about that sentence was gonna go a different direction before the beginning of it. Y'all aren't rocking a 2.5 inch stiffy is what I thought we were gonna go with.
2.5er? A hand and a half sword?
Blue Chew.
The old bastard.
Hell yeah,
sword?
dude. Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Oh my god.
I don't fuck with Blue Chew, but I could fuck with some Blue Chew ads.
Did I ever show you
Are
guys
this
that bit from Cumtown where they were talking about Blue Chew pulled an ad on them because Nick Mullen was saying that. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
Damn. Man, I'm gonna stop my recording because Chris Davis went to take a pill.
a
Don't
chill
worry.
pill? Is it a chill pill, literally?
Yeah, take a fucking chill pill, dude.
It's an allergy pill.
Is it a chill pill?
It's a teeny tiny allergy pill.
It's a what?
Dude,
pill?
I took a horse pill yesterday. And then never mind.
That was the horse's penis in your ass. We don't call it.
Oh. At the risk of, I feel like this is about to be like an overshare, but it's kind of like I kind of want to talk about it.
Nah.
What? What is it? Medical? Is it about your weird?
Yeah,
body?
it's medical. Yeah, it's medical.
What's going on with your butthole, Nick?
No,
What's
dude, I have
going
to.
on with the strip of skin
Look,
between your balls and your butthole?
The bleaching, his bleaching sessions didn't go well.
No. All I'll say is, without going into detail, is that I have to swallow a camera.
Oh, you're doing an endoscope bullshit?
I have to swallow a pill camera.
Nice.
How big are we talking? Have you seen it?
I took a practice pill yesterday.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I had to go get an X-ray.
Have to gauge out your throat a little bit.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
Nick,
no.
you're not. You're
It's
fucking
huge. Biggest pill I've ever taken.
They probably weren't gonna give it to you at first. They were like, "No, this guy knows his way around swallowing large cylindrical objects. We don't need to give him the practice pill." There's no way this guy has a gag reflex. That's crazy.
Did somebody really just ask me if I'm allowed to chew it? No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to chew it.
Chewable cameras. That's the future, dude.
That's pretty.
Dude, nano machines, man.
Yeah, why would you have to swallow it if it's nano machines?
I don't think it's nano machines.
Why wouldn't it just go up your butthole?
I mean,
all right,
dude,
let's start this bitch. let's get past this conversation.
Let's hope it's not the same camera that goes up the butthole. You have a different drawer. Do you have a different drawer for the butthole cameras versus
the other one is the same. They just dip it in a bucket of sterilizer between patients.
What the?
It's in one of those like blue things, like at a barber shop.
No. Okay, can we start this podcast?
In the ER
I'm
I work
recording.
in, there's a electric thermometer on the wall for for doctors to just like grab to use on patients, but like then there's another one that's like very clearly labeled rectal. just
on the wall.
Just on the wall.
You gotta say our names though. You gotta say our names so we don't have to restart our recordings again.
Okay. Roll call for the podcast starts now. Brad.
Hello.
Crispy.
Hello.
Chris Davis.
Hello, I'm speaking into the microphone.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 4Player Podcast. This is episode 868, I think. Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah.
It is March 18th, 2026. It's a Wednesday. We usually record these things on Thursday. There was a scheduling conflict. It's my fault. We moved the podcast. We're recording
It's another
tonight.
fucking movie night, man.
Yeah.
But it's not mine. This is
but
like my wife's most anticipated movie ever made.
What movie?
Project Hail Mary. Like it's like her favorite book. She's read it like 15 times, and
okay.
she's
all right. That's
she
fair.
loves The Martian. She loves The Martian. She's watched The Martian like 1,000 times.
That's what I was thinking of, The Martian. Right.
Yeah. It's the same author. So she's very, very, very excited. So we're going to see that tomorrow night, and hence why we're recording on Thursday. The other byproduct of this is that we don't have a ton to actually talk about tonight. A lot of the stuff that would have been new that we were going to talk about, we didn't really get enough time with. So we'll push it to next week. So
right.
Crimson Desert reviews dropped today, so maybe we'll talk a little bit about that tonight. But for the most part, I was just kind of planning on handing the reins over to Brad and letting him steer this show.
Wait. What are you talking about, Nick? You and I have
to
talk about.
I figured that was going to come up. Do we want to start with our marathon?
Well, I don't know, Brad. What do you think? Do you got something you want to talk about? How Nick is now completely converted to my way of thinking?
Yeah, right. Dude.
Wait,
come on. I do want to hear about it. I do want to absolutely hear about it.
Let's talk
about
it.
All right, well, let's talk about it, man. Let me tell you.
We can wait.
We played like 3 hours of marathon. I kept waiting for him to be like, "Okay, this is my last one. I gotta go to bed, guys."
Well,
that didn't happen for a while. I was surprised how many games we got in. Didn't happen for a while.
Look.
He took to it like a duck to water.
Oh, dude, let me just tell you. We didn't stream this, and part of me is happy we didn't, and other part of me wishes we did, because there was one moment in this thing where it was the most ridiculous, like, just green mistake, like new mistake, and like Crispy is like having a conversation with her other teammate about something, and I was just kind of like looking around, not paying attention, and I completely didn't hear the part of the conversation where they're like, "Oh, you just make sure you don't touch that thing." And I walk over to this thing,
immediately touch
and I immediately touch it and activate it, and like all of a sudden, all the alarms go off, all the doors close, we get swarmed by like 100 guys, and I just hear Crispy going, "Nicholas, no!"
Yeah, I mean, we were a little casual about it. I was like, obviously don't touch that thing. And Nick's like a baby in the world who like has no idea, doesn't even have those instincts yet, right?
Yeah.
And he just immediately touched it. But I mean, this is the kind of game where when things go wrong, it's kind of fun. It's kind of cool.
It's a mistake I'm only gonna make once.
You guys aren't gonna believe me, but like this sicko fucking PvP VE extraction shooter where like people are getting like real fucking in depth and granular about the PvP, about the gameplay. Really short time to kill. This is like sicko shooter shit, right? Nick killed 2 guys in the first match. Like, killed 2 people, 2 human people in the first match like it was nothing. Like, just went full on Dark Passenger and murdered these people out of
Because to
nowhere.
him, he probably doesn't even know there's
for like
people.
10 minutes and he's murdering people. And I was
He
like,
doesn't
oh
know.
my god,
He doesn't
Nick.
know. To him,
But
it's
also,
just a
like,
shooter.
also, like, you gotta also point out the fact that those were probably the last 2 people I killed for the entire night.
Well, I don't think that's true, is it?
I mean, I feel like
we had a lot of like run-ins and close calls and
a
scrapes.
lot of skirmishes.
But you were doing way better. So, like, you know, when Nick is like having fun, but he doesn't know what's going on, he's just like, ah,
Yeah.
You know, like when Nick does that noise, the saying like, oh, I don't know what's happening, but I'm playing a video game. He's doing that, but people are dying around him. Like, people are being murdered by him. People are losing loadouts to this man, losing money to this guy. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, you said the time to kill is really short, though, right?
It is.
So it's
really
like getting
short,
the jump on
which is
somebody
why it's
and, like,
crazy that
Counter-Strike.
they didn't kill him because he doesn't know what's going on.
I don't.
This man played a lot of Starfield. He knows his shooters.
I mean, I can't really remember
like
what
that while I'm drinking something, Brad. Can't do that.
I also can't really remember what the last game I played was where I was like
Starfield.
that was like a first-person shooter. Maybe it was Starfield. I don't know if that is in fact how we want to classify Starfield. But yeah, I have a lot to learn in this game. There's a lot of moving parts in this game, just like learning the flow of it. But like, I do now appreciate, because I didn't quite grasp it when we talked about it last week, but like now I kind of fully understand the loop of like you have your build, you go into a map, if you die, if you die and fail the match, you lose that loadout. It's gone. It's like, so it's like obviously it's a video game, so your goal is to win as much as possible, but like there's actual like dire repercussions for like,
you now know what an extraction
So
shooter
when
is.
shit is you get that feeling of like when the scales are tipping against you, and you're like, oh no, but this gun I have is really cool, or like these mods I'm
never gonna see it again.
Fun. Yeah, and you're like ratting an event, just hoping they don't find you, like the fucking SS or like hunt you down or something, and then they find you and kill you, and you're like, ah, damn, or you get out alive. Like, dude, it's exhilarating. I was playing this game last night, hiding an event alone for like
how long?
Longer than I should have, and my heart was racing. It was crazy. It's crazy, man. And now that Nick has tasted the bloodlust a little bit, I think he's converted. I think he's
I need to do some. I need to like really, because one thing,
we're gearing up for Cryo Archive this weekend. We're going, Nick. The minimum loadout. They've announced that like you can't get into Cryo Archive without a loadout that's worth at least 5,000 credits. The minimum.
Well,
you can't take a free loadout or whatever.
I'm pretty sure I was rolling with a loadout that was worth like 14,000 at some point during our match.
No.
But then it went right back down to like 1,000. I don't know.
Maybe more like 1,400. That's more
really. I thought, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't know how you would have enough gear slots to carry 14,000. Like, that's crazy. But like 5,000, to give you an example, is like everything has to be purple, or everything has to be blue, and you have to have a couple purples to be at like 5,000. Like,
gotcha. I don't think I'm gonna make the cutoff.
I know. That's why we're gearing up. That's why we're playing for 5 hours tonight after the show. So get your
I need to do some. I really do need to do some solo runs where I just kind of like get, because like also there's when I play, because I don't play games with other people a lot. So when I do, I feel the pressure start to build the more I play, and that's why I feel like my skill feels like it's getting worse the more I play, because I'm like, oh my god, I'm so bad at this. I'm so green at this. Luckily, we were playing with someone who was very nice and very supportive and very which was
Nick
great.
Nick thought it was Sonji.
Well, no,
He
it's
just
what
assumed that I was playing with Sonji, and it
no,
wasn't.
I
It was
popped
just some
in.
random guy.
I popped
Dodge.
into when you invited me to your crew. I popped into your crew, and the name I saw, in addition to yours, was Sonji. So I assumed I was playing with Sonji. So
No,
I don't know what the hell
that's
where
weird.
that
I don't
came
know what
from.
that's all about. I don't know.
I didn't just pull that name out of my
This guy's
ass.
name was like Crow. Literally just a guy I met playing the night before who
Very
happened to
nice
have a
guy.
mic. We were talking, we were helping each other do quests, and I was like, I popped on the next day, and I was like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm taking my dumbass noob friend who doesn't like games through a match. Would you mind being our third? And he was like, oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, great. And it worked out
It was
wonderfully.
fun. It was fun. It was very
Nick
nice.
got a little peek into my world and sees
Yeah.
how I live my life, and
It's scary
I
out there.
think
But
he
like
walked away with a new
to play a
appreciation.
devil's advocate here, or to be like the shit in the room, I suppose.
Oh,
Sure.
here we
Like
go.
Nick is also like a good sport on like game nights where he's played games, assuming everything's
Here it
working
comes.
properly. Once we get in there, he's a good sport about it, and like he's happy to like never play that game ever again. But he's
I knew
having a
that. I
good
knew this
time.
accusation was coming. I knew this
He's
accusation was
having a
coming.
good.
The stakes are higher here. I did pay $40 for this.
He
I'm
did.
gonna play more of it.
Sure,
I haven't had a
Hey,
ton of time to
you
play
know
video
what?
games in general this past few days. So
And here's the thing, man. Like, I'm not even fucking worried about it. If Nick never plays Marathon again, that's fine. I don't really care. This isn't like a Monster Hunter thing where I feel like, oh, you stopped before you really like understood what's going on here.
He
I
had a
don't.
good taste of the experience.
yeah,
I feel like he had a
it
good
was a good taste.
taste. And not only that, like our session together was just really fun. Like it was
Yeah.
just fun. So I'm happy.
There's
I'm
a
glad
reason
that he
that
wasted
it's an
$40 on a game he's never gonna play again.
That is, but I'm going to. That's the thing. I'm going to.
He
Can
can
I ask you-
afford it. He makes good money.
Yeah. Can I ask y'all, like, does
He has an electric lawnmower, you guys know.
yeah, but he's like thrifty and stuff, so he doesn't like to throw away his money. Can I ask you, did y'all
How do you
have
know
any
about my
good?
lawnmower?
Because you told me about it at your housewarming party.
Oh,
And remember, I was like making fun of you for being like, "Oh yeah, I really love this lawnmower."
that's
an
fair.
electric
That's fair.
lawnmower though? That must be pretty.
Yeah, that's-
I don't know. I don't think I could ever.
He's smart.
But let me ask. Did y'all have any good like moments where y'all like?
I told you about the good
Conversa-
moment.
Oh
No. Where y'all like conversated with
Oh, with other
with
people?
strangers, or is it
Yeah,
just
with
food
our
on site?
guns, we conversated in the language of violence, if that's what you're asking.
Because
I didn't.
I feel like Nick is a great like straight man for like a Arc Raider style, like we're plotting to murder these people as soon as they turn their backs, but we're gonna be their friends for a little bit, like I feel like Nick is great in that situation to like be the straight man or whatever.
Were
Right?
you
Not
game where we held up that rook?
uh,
There was a game I was playing where like a rook was
I
trying
don't-
to be friendly, and I like
don't-
ran up on him with my gun, and I was like, "Get me off your fucking let me kill you!" And then he just started like vomiting loot out, and then as I was like turning my back to pick it up, he tried to stab me, and like one of my teammates like put him down and was just like, "He tried to kill you, bro." Like,
Dang, I don't even think did we even encounter a rook
might not be.
when we were playing the other night?
I thought we did. I don't know. Maybe
I don't-
not. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to tell.
but like I gotta say, I think Marathon's doing fine, right? Like they've leveled off, but like it's steady, right? Like the numbers.
Crimson
But
Desert.
what I'm saying is like I feel like you need those moments on like TikTok and stuff, right? For a game to
Yeah.
like Arc
Yeah.
Raiders was a game that, pre-release, I don't think it was.
I mean, if you're talking about the community, I mean, those moments are definitely out there.
they're out there.
I mean,
Okay,
my
I don't
feed
really
is
consume that sort of social
pretty
media,
crazy
so
with.
I
Well,
don't-
one of the big like strats for Thief right now is like a completely goofy, like cheesy, janky thing to do, where you like put claymores on a drone and fly it around into people, and it like gets team wipes for free.
That's
like it's kinda
that's wild.
ridiculous.
But
Yeah,
that's not like
it's kinda
social
ridiculous.
stuff. That's not. There's good social.
There was a guy. Yeah, no.
engineered like fucking
That sounds like good
interactions or
social
whatever.
content to me.
Yeah. Well, I saw one today of a rook who had this like robotic pre-recorded message that he was like broadcasting as he was running around because he was trying to get people to not kill him so that he could do ARG stuff so that he could like solve puzzles for the Cryo Archive map,
which does look
which
really
was
cool.
pretty funny. It was pretty funny. Yeah, the Cryo Archive stuff is crazy.
How is he broadcasting something?
He's just using the proximity chat.
Oh, okay,
I don't know if we ever even like told you about that, but yeah, there's a key you hit where it makes your voice chat audible to anybody in.
So
the
he
environment.
didn't talk to anybody at all that night?
I talked to my teammates, dude. I didn't want to be. I was
talking to other people, but like, dude, Marathon I mean, just on its face, Marathon is not as much of a talky game as Arc Raiders is.
I know, I guess, but I feel like that's at least got to be part of the extraction shooter thing, right?
I mean, it is. It is in the game. It does happen. You can find clips of it really easily, but like playing in a 3-hour session, like, I mean, it's not gonna be super indicative of your experience. Most people are just gonna want your loot, and for good reason. Now we have like minimums that we need to be meeting, not just for Cryo Archive, but also
that's actually a really cool. Is that a concept that's implemented in other extraction shooters, or is that pretty new?
I don't know. I have no idea.
At any point did y'all team up with other humans to work together to take something down?
Fuck no.
Wow. Okay.
You can't. I mean, like, no. I mean, there are definitely bosses where like it would be super beneficial to team up with other people to take this thing down because it is extremely difficult. But are you kidding me? I'm gonna get in a firefight with other teams and like turn my back on them while they're shooting guns? No, thank you.
They're gonna take easy pot shots.
I like my shit, actually. I'd like to extract with my credits, actually. You know what I mean?
I mean, he's got a good point because like if you take that gamble and lose, you're just throwing away loot, throwing away equipment.
I did see a really cool video the other day where like a guy was solo and there was another solo and he was going for the extraction and this other guy was like shooting at him to kill him. And this guy shot that guy and downed him as the extraction was starting. And he was like, dude, just come on. I'm not going to kill you. Just crawl out here and extract with me. I just didn't want to take the risk of you killing me. So I put you down. So like the guy still got to extract, but he was down. So he.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me he just like capped him when he.
No. He didn't cap him, but he capped him to put him in down, right? But he was
so
like,
he can't take any shots.
Yeah, he was like, I'm gonna cut your hands off so that you can't stab me, but I'm not gonna kill you. You know,
that's the stuff that plays well on social media, though. You know, you gotta have.
Well, that's where I saw it was on social media.
Yeah. Okay.
That's and even though I've only played about 3.5 hours of this game so far, I can definitely tell like there's those emergent moments are definitely there.
Dude, you kind of feel where, yeah. I mean, like so many of these kinds of games, I guess, or so many lifestyle games. It's so like it's so much about just emergent moments coming out of like, you know, you play 5 or 6 matches and nothing really like noteworthy happens, or you die, or you just kill and you extract and there's not really a story to tell.
Then something happens.
Yeah, and then something happens. Like at the last minute, like suddenly out of nowhere, you're like in this really weird, tense cinematic situation.
Like that time.
Like, oh my god, this is the sauce. You know, like you're
like that time we were playing Helldivers 2 with Nolan, and didn't he die trying to get to the extraction, and then he was like dropping back in as we were all getting ready to extract,
and we're watching off as he was like running to the ship and he was like trying to get in.
He crashes and just runs straight out of the thing, and he's like books it and makes it on with like 1 second to spare.
The kind of moment that you can't really like manufacture, it just has to like happen.
Yeah, I feel like Helldivers, an extraction mode for Helldivers feels inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Isn't it?
I don't know.
Why does it feel inevitable?
I mean, you extract it. Maybe I'm missing something. You extract from,
but there's no PvP, right? It's just PvE.
True. You can kill your own teammates.
A key part of the extraction shooter is the PvP PvE.
Right.
Like there's threat that a
Right.
bad person
That
on the other
way,
side of the internet is going to take all your shit.
right. That somebody else who's better than you wants your gun and is
Yeah.
gonna bully you for it. Yeah.
Helldivers has enough. I mean, yeah,
I feel like that would be pretty antithetical to the whole vibe.
Helldivers was so huge though. Like I know Helldivers was as well, but like I don't know. I feel like that maybe I don't know. It just seems like it's perfect for that already. I don't know.
Maybe. But wouldn't it be weird if you were a Helldiver fighting other Helldivers?
Well,
Wouldn't that take the whole like fun human racism aspect of that game away?
I mean, if you play as one of the other factions.
Yes.
Like you can't be one of those like humans first chuds if you're just like spending all your time killing and getting killed by humans.
That's fair. That is fair.
Did they make us hate Helldivers, or we don't like Helldivers now?
Oh,
No,
I like
rad.
Helldivers. I don't like people who like Helldivers. I like Helldivers.
So I don't like myself.
We should look back into Helldivers 2. They added that new faction. They've added a ton of shit.
I had a blast when we played Helldivers 2. So
there's no
just
it's a fun game,
though, man.
Yeah. Can I just say before we move on from Marathon, I'm kind of in love with like this game's just vibe and aesthetic.
Nick's a Bungie fan.
I know that's obvious, but it's got my number, man. The like even like when I go into like do an objective and I'm like hacking shit and I'm just like watching the animation for you like plugging shit in and like hitting buttons and stuff. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is this is the sauce. I don't know.
A lot of the like the industrial design of like what things are and how they look is just like really fucking wild. Yeah, dude, like they released a new banner for the Destroyer as like a achievement. I don't know what it's a reward for, but like it's the Destroyer shell standing holding like the spine and skull of another shell, but it's all like artificial. Like it doesn't look like a spine. It looks like blocks with like little squares with like branding on it and shit like that. And it's like, oh yeah, that's totally what the bones of this guy would look like. That's crazy. It's I don't know.
Rad.
The whole fucking look of this game is sick as hell. Look at that, 6,000 credits, Nicholas. Nicholas, if they ever implement like trading between players and you're not playing this game anymore, give me your shit.
All right, deal. Done. All right, Brad, you're the host now. Where are we going from
I'm not
here?
the fucking host, man, but I will talk
are.
about what I've been playing if you want to know. I don't.
I guess. I thought
that's all I was going to do.
Yeah,
I was going to see how y'all are doing.
Oh, I'm doing
what's
good.
up with Slay the Spire too?
You know, I mean, look, I got to be completely honest with y'all. I have been playing a lot more Slay the Spire too, but when a game
that just surprises nobody.
But I mean, like, I said that I was probably gonna like chill a little bit so I can play some new shit to talk about on the podcast. Well, that didn't really happen because when I'm playing other things, I kind of just want to be playing Slay the Spire too. And it's not. I'm not trying to like diss the other games like Monster Hunter Stories 3, which when I get around to it, will be great. I'm sure. I did play a tiny bit. But it's just, it's like, what is this? There's a story here. Come on, man. I just want to play some Slay the Spire. Yeah, because my love of Slay the Spire doesn't just extend to playing Slay the Spire, but I watched a lot of people play Slay the Spire over the years, like different Slay the Spire content creators, whatever, and now that Slay the Spire 2's out, they're going so hard on streaming the stuff that I kind of, and some of them are, there's like your Northern Lions who are just like, sometimes it's hard to watch because he's making like horrible choices, that sort of thing. But then some of the other people I've watched are like some of the best players in the world. And it's fascinating to see their first reactions to like new things and changes and stuff, but just kind of like how the process, how they evolve from like making some like that discovery period to like really figuring shit out. And, I find that kind of fascinating, some of the people I watch can talk, about a single card like all day long, and I'm here for that.
That's what you aspire to be.
No, I don't want to be that because I don't really engage with the game on that level. I play it a lot, but it's not like that. These are people that make their living off of like streaming Slay the Spire every day. There are literally people who have been streaming Slay the Spire and other stuff, but like basically since 2018 when it came out, or that even that was one point. Wait, when did Slay the Spire? When did Slay the Spire launch into early access? I think it was like 2018 or something, right? It's been a long fucking time.
Sounds right.
Its initial release was 2017.
2017. Oh, and it didn't even hit 1.0 until
1.0 to 2019.
Whoa.
But it was November 2017, so it was almost 2018.
Okay. I'm saying like people like literally they make a living off of it. So that's not, I can't even get like 3 people in chat when I stream Slay the Spire. So, that's giving that up. But it is what I want to be streaming, right? Like people are, Brad, play what you want. That's what we want. And I'm like, I knew they were liars like 20 years ago, just like I knew they were liars 10 years ago. And I certainly know they're liars now when they say, really, we just want you to play what you want to play. They've always been full of shit. I've always called them out as full of shit. And I just want them to admit that they were full of shit the entire fucking time. Just once. Say, you know what, Brad? You're right. I only want to watch you play Fatal Frame. You going to get that remake, dog?
Speaking of which.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, I was planning on talking about that this week. I started it, but I didn't get very far, so I'm going to save it for next week.
In Fatal Frame?
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it right now.
We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Can I add another reason I have not been playing much Monster Hunter Stories 3, I guess, is that I did get it on PlayStation because it kind of runs like ass on the Switch too, and I'm like, fuck that, right? And
that's crazy.
That it runs like ass on Switch too? Well, I mean, it just runs like, I don't know. It's 30.
It seems like of all
FPS
the platforms,
and there's like a stutter. It's not acceptable.
I mean, wasn't Stories 1 and 2 originally exclusive to the Switch until they did the ports?
No.
Or what am I thinking of?
The first one was a 3DS game, first of all. And then the second one came to like PC like day and date. But besides the point, I purchased a copy of Pokemon Poptopia, and Henry has been playing the hell out of that. Henry and Griffin even. I was going to talk about it in my 4-player minute, but I'll talk about it now because it's the gaming that's been going on in my house. Pokemon Poptopia, yeah. So it's spring break, so they've been kind of, hanging out around the house a lot because, their parents work. And so they've been playing Pokemon Poptopia, or Henry mostly has, right? Which, I don't know if you're familiar with that game. Maybe I'll play. I've been watching and going, oh man, I kind of want to be playing this.
Because it's like Dragon Quest Builders with no combat, right?
Yes, exactly. It's very much Dragon Quest Builders-y, with Pokemon. But instead of all those random like NPCs in your town, they're like Charmander and shit, which is funny because they have like you have conversations with them and they have personalities and some of them are weird. But the thing that I found really fascinating is the game share thing. I've always known it existed, but this is the first time that I've seen it in practice, right? Griffin he's 4. He doesn't really play games yet, but he likes to watch Henry and he's really into it, and more he's been like, I want to play, let me play. And it's hard to just give him Henry's controller because then he's like just fucking up the camera and doing nothing, and Henry's there like shaking because he's so desperately wants to play his new Pokemon Poptopia game, right? He's like, come on, give it back. And but Griffin's beyond the age where we can just give him like a 360 controller and go, you're playing too. He's too old for that. That is the shit
that used to work.
Oh, absolutely. I did it with Henry
funny.
when he was young, and we did it with Griffin when he was younger. But now that doesn't work. But the game share thing is crazy. Obviously, I only have one Switch 2. Pokemon Poptopia is a Switch 2 exclusive. Henry has a Switch 1. You can do multiplayer with one Switch 2, one copy of Pokemon Poptopia, but Henry Yeah, with the Switch 1, you can play Poptopia multiplayer. Like, not even same screen. You have your own character running around with your own camera angles and stuff, and you're playing with the same game as the person on the TV. So Henry actually plays, when they're playing together, he's playing on a Switch 1. A Switch 1 playing Pokemon Poptopia, and Griffin is holding the controller playing on the TV. That's crazy. Like that's so cool that you don't even have to have two Switch 2s. You don't have to have another copy of the game. And like multiplayer is limited, but that's like game based, right? Limited.
So if that's the case, why is there not a version for the original Switch?
Because it can't run. It doesn't run. It wasn't made for the Switch 1. It's just
so is it just streaming to the Switch 1?
It's streaming to the Switch 1. But like I thought when it did this, it was going to be like same screen multiplayer. Like it was just maybe a copy of the screen or something. Kind of like but it's not that. It's his own like game instance of his character. Like I'm saying, they can be on separate parts of the island doing their own thing.
Their own dedicated 3D. Camera and
which is crazy because they are just beaming the game to the Switch 1. That's super cool. And like they're playing like hide and seek and shit, which is, I mean, that Griffin can't really like, he's not very good at like doing the like building houses and shit, but he is good at like I don't know, like they're having such a fun time just running around the island, like beating each other up and like playing hide and seek and stuff. And I'm like, this is like Nintendo really kind of nailed it with the game share thing to let them do it with the Switch 1, because I think there's a lot of households like mine that have kids. With one Switch 2, because I mean, kids usually are playing like hand-me-down handhelds and stuff. Not really like, I mean, I'm sure there's like rich
I bet there's
families out there that have Switch,
that have Switch 2s and Switch 1s. Because I mean, I just feel like the trade-in value on a Switch 1 probably wasn't even enough to like.
Well, actually, these days technology is in such a fucked up place where everything's holding its value because nothing's ever dropping in price. In fact, I always tell Henry, don't drop that fucking Switch 1, man. They're not easy. I mean, like, they're not cheap. Even if he breaks a Switch 1, that's not easily replaced, man. Video games it's different now. Like that shit, you probably get a lot trading into a GameStop, a Switch 1.
Dude, I started like, it's gotten to the point where like because we're starting to hear conversations because GDC just happened. I was listening to Digital Foundry this week and they're talking all about Project Helix and fucking PlayStation 6 and stuff, and I'm just sitting here thinking about
I don't want those. I don't want
to think about new hardware right now. Like it, I just don't.
How silly do you feel for ever considering getting a PlayStation 5 Pro? Like that must be like a insane purchase, right? Like you must feel like I would feel bad if the PS6 came out next year. I'd be like, oh my god, like that feels gross. I feel like I just bought my PS5. But imagine if you just bought like a PS5 Pro that was like how much money?
Yeah. I mean, like I don't think
terrible.
I don't think any new hardware is coming for at least another 2 years, but still that's close. Well, that's
rumors are saying 2027, man. I don't know.
We'll see.
Depends on how long this fucking RAM crisis goes.
Brad, I have a question.
Yeah.
In regards to the using a controller that's not plugged in to trick a small child.
Yeah.
Is there a point? Yeah, is there a point where like you do it and they're like, "Dog, this doesn't work. You're lying."
No.
Or does it just get to a point where you're like, "I don't think I can pull this off anymore." You're like, "I think you'll be through it," but you never actually tested.
They call him on his bullshit and then they start to realize.
Yeah, has Henry or Griffin ever like called you on that bluff, being like, "Yo, I don't think this works"? Like,
no, it's mostly like us going, "We can't do this anymore," and I don't think it would work. I mean, it's
he probably could have gotten some more mileage out of it. Then.
No, he's too old now. He's too old.
He just would have thought it was a shitty game. That's all.
No.
Not that his father was lying to him.
No, because they have to be pretty young. Because even if they've like interacted with like a tablet or something, they've seen like that the things that they're doing are making the game react, right? So
yeah, their brains are just wired like that now.
Yeah. Griffin's such a little shit though. Yeah, I don't talk about my kids like in terms of like their personalities and stuff that much, I might say just like actions, right? But like oh man, he's always like he's always been like a fucking grumpy Gus dude. Ever since he was fucking born, from like infant age to now, that dude gets like in such moods, man. Like he does things, turn around and fucking do this shit, and he'll be like man, you just can't get him out of his funk, and that's what's been happening with like the video game, where it's like, all right, we need to give it back so like Henry could actually make some fucking progress in this goddamn game, because he really wants to play it, man. He gets so pissed. It's funny. It's so funny. It's really bad though, because Malia is really bad about not laughing when they do some ridiculous shit like this. And I'm like, yeah, you gotta not show them that this shit is funny to you. But yeah. Man, I don't know.
Do when you play multiplayer in Poptopia, are you both just playing the strange Ditto child, or
Yeah.
does somebody
I
get
mean,
to
you're
be?
your own looking character. Like a lot of these types of games, it is limited. It's not limited because of game share. It's limited because, like in Animal Crossing or whatever. That you're not loading in a real character. You're just like palling around with, like, you can't do as
A
much as you
little
would.
goop clone. I gotcha.
Yeah, kind of. But I don't know. It's been cool. Like that is a really neat game that I like Dragon Quest Builders a lot, so I'm like, I want to do this. And I get frustrated when Henry is just kind of like fucking around. It's like, no, come on, you got to progress. You got to progress. There's going to be more cool shit. There's going to be more cool shit. You got to keep going. He's like, well, I want to water on the grass. And I'm like, dude, who gives a shit?
Fuck the grass.
Go do the main quest. I want to see the next Pokemon. Yeah. Anyways. That's what's been going on video game related in my household.
Hey, Crispy, what little time I've had, I've actually been playing more Death Stranding 2. That game is
did you see the announcements they made for that game? They're like adding new shit to it. You haven't seen this? They're adding a fucking Metal Gear Solid homage mode, where like you do these VR missions. You can unlock Solid Snake's bandana, and then they have like new VR missions where you're like doing sneaking missions with like a trank.
But it's not
Konami
like,
just letting him do this now?
They're not calling it Metal Gear Solid.
Okay. It's not like a collab.
But it's like, yeah, I think the new mission was called like In a Strange World or something like that.
It's like what they did with Death Stranding Director's Cut when it came to PC. They had a Metal Gear style content exclusive for it.
Oh, I remember there was a cardboard box involved. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, something like that. But they're doing another one for Death Stranding 2, and then I think there's also like some other like small changes they're making. I don't know.
Can I just say this game is so goddamn good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Good.
You don't have to fucking tell me.
Just the feature set.
Tell the people.
The feature set.
The
fucking feature set, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and there's so many tools at my disposal, and I'm like, when am I gonna have time to like use any of these like extensively? Because there's just so many tools. I have a dog mine you can like drop out there. It'll run that will run towards enemies and explode. But like, I also have like 14 other different kinds of mines and tools and shit that I can use in combat. Like, god, I finally got to use the coffin thing.
It is such a like refinement, such a glow up from the first one, which like already was, by the time they did the director's cut and like the PC version of the first one was already like pretty refined.
Yeah,
I think this is the kind of game that like a lot of people who just didn't get the first one, which that's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like if you didn't like it, it's because you didn't get it. But I feel like this game could make a believer out of a lot of those people. But I don't know. I mean, because it's a little divisive these days. Maybe people just don't want to have fun. I don't know. But
I did
like,
2 deliveries last night that involved me literally scaling a mountain on foot.
Dude, the mountain shit gets crazy in this game.
And
like being up in the mountains is such
it took me like 20 minutes of just like trudging through the snow.
Yes.
And my wife walked in and she's like, this looks boring as hell. I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, and you're like, I want a divorce. Like, you're not the woman I married. Like, Yeah, and then like you're like laying down like zip lines and shit through the mountain, like which is particularly cool because like with zip lines, unlike the highways, like you are the one deciding
where they go.
the placement of like how these routes are gonna go. Like, man, I had that mountain strung up so thoroughly. It was insane, like how far I could get on like zip lines throughout that world by the end of the game.
I have
was,
a newbie question here because I feel like I should
Yeah.
know the answer to this, but like I keep running into an issue. Like the reason I'm hoofing it so much on the mountains is because I'm out of chiral bandwidth. I can't make and more zip
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah,
How do I
so
increase the chiral bandwidth?
you need to add more shelters to the network. You need to get more people. And let me tell you something, in the back half of that
Wait,
game,
shelters.
yeah, if you're not like looking at a guide or something, you might not know there's a bunch of like optional shelters, like optional survivors, people who give you stuff. You know, people like shelters, you know, like
Yeah.
the structures that you're like adding onto the network, right? As you
Yeah.
add those onto the network, they increase the bandwidth and they increase the effective area.
But don't
of
you
the
have to
chiral
get a
network.
delivery from someone to take you to one of these
Yes,
networks?
and some of these deliveries you will only get that if you like find a piece of cargo in the wild.
Yes.
You'll like find a piece of cargo and it's like take this to the slime philanthropist or whatever their name is.
Yeah.
And you're like, who
There's
the fuck is that? And then you go find them, and then like it turns out they give you like the coolest shotgun in the game, or they give you like
I mean,
these really
I've
neat patches.
definitely
Yeah,
I've definitely found them, but
There's
like
a
I've
lot
been
of
doing a
those
lot
in the
of
mountain and on
main
the
deliveries.
backside of or the southern end of Australia. There's a lot of them, and especially at the end of the game, they're not really requiring you to connect a lot of these places.
No.
But you absolutely should be. Like
maybe I'm missing some because like I've been doing a lot of main orders, which so I'm in chapter 9 and it's sounding like they said I've hooked up 85% of Australia at this point.
have you been increasing your like ratings with each of the shelters too?
Yeah.
Because you should be
Doing
spending
sub-orders?
like yeah, not just sub orders or just like lost cargo or anything, like because also increasing that star rating going from like 4 star to 5 stars increases the bandwidth cap. It also like a lot of them you're saying like obviously.
Well, I mean like
I'm
I never
explaining, like,
leave I never leave a shelter without like an order, a main order and a sub order. Like
okay.
I'm going places and I'm
But
with the
are you
intention
getting
of
like how many stars like are you up to on some of these? Have you like maxed out any
I've
of
maxed
them?
out a couple and I'm at like 3 or 4 on most of the other ones.
Some of them you should be maxing out like as soon as possible because like
Yes.
some of the final rewards for these shelters are crazy good.
Yeah.
Like the best boots in the game are a 5th star reward for one of the distribution centers, I think. The best you have to max out a
Getting
different
to
one
5
get,
stars
like,
at one of
best-
the main distribution centers takes a
It takes a
lot.
lot.
It
Yeah,
does.
because
4 to
like
5
the
takes a
the
lot.
jump from 4 to 5 is a lot bigger than going from like
It doesn't
1 to
sound like
3.
y'all are talking about art anymore.
But see,
What are you
what you
talking
do
about?
is that like you
I
just
hate you,
when you
Brad.
find loose cargo out in the world for a destination, you pick it up and then you put it in your private locker at one of your sites. And then once
on
you
a
have a
second.
bunch, then you deliver it.
I want to make some hay out of that derogatory remark Brad just made. Okay?
Mhm.
Because what do you mean we're not talking about art? Is art just narrative to you? Is art just pretty aesthetics? Can't
Hideo
gameplay
Kojima.
itself be art? Can't a system encapsulating the vibe and story of the game be part of the art of the game? Are you saying that the numbers aren't art? Are you saying that the mechanics aren't art? Because I don't accept that. I don't accept
letting
that
yourself
as a blanket.
letting yourself like get fully involved in like the gameplay loop / flow of Death Stranding 2 for any serious amount of time makes an argument that this is not art laughable.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, that game is beautiful, and one of the main like the people who really like get it and engage with it, the people like one of the main ways you're gonna interact with that game is by doing like what might be considered some like mindless grinding. But that is what puts you out in the world. That is what gives you like the beauty of like, oh, seeing the sun come up over the mountains and being like, man, this game is fucking beautiful. Because you're like trying to bust ass maxing out your stars on one of the distribution centers, not because you're like eager to see the next story mission or anything. You know what I
Which
mean?
the
Like
story missions are
that
pretty good.
is part of the art, Brad. And I know you know this. I'm not yelling at you, Brad, but there are impressionable listeners listening to this show, hopefully, and they might be like, yeah, that's a good point, Brad. Fucking numbers and better shotguns is an art, and they're wrong, Bradley. They're wrong. It is. It is.
Thanks
I
for
love
laying
this
it
energy.
out, Crispy.
I love this energy. I absolutely love it. Hey, there's also something really crazy special about like realizing somebody else finished building something you were trying to like complete. Like I came back to
That
a
was
place
the art. That's the art.
Especially
I came
the
back-
highways and shit where you're like, I'm never gonna get enough materials. I'm never gonna get enough resin to build this fucking highway. And then like you level something up or you progress the story a little bit and somebody else finished it for you and you're like, oh thank God, I can drive.
Somebody finished a
another
monorail
mile.
for me the other day.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh
Yes! That
Oh.
feels huge, doesn't it? You're like, oh my
Yes.
God, I can finally like transport large amounts of cargo. And I can't tell you why the feeling of being excited about shipping large amounts of cargo and logistics is art, but it is.
I agree.
Go fuck
I
yourself.
agree. Go fuck yourself. All right. Let's talk about Crimson Desert reviews. They're out.
Dude.
I feel like this is a good place to take it. So we talked a little bit about this the past few weeks because obviously we're all kind of like watching all these trailers for Crimson Desert and along with the rest of the world, and just kind of like everybody's been kind of waiting to find out if it's an actual video game, that if what we're seeing is smoke and mirrors or if it's, you know, real. And I remember, I think Brad made a comment last week that like it's either going to be like a 2 or like a 10. You know what I mean? Like it's either not real, like we've all just been bamboozled this entire time and it's shit, or it's going to be the most incredible fucking game ever made.
And now the reviews are all 2s and 10s.
Well, the review, I wouldn't say it's not that divisive.
Yeah.
It is sitting right now, albeit with only about 45 reviews at the moment, 44
Well,
reviews.
if you look at Metacritic, kind of it's different.
I look at OpenCritic because we do Fantasy Critic here, and that's what I go.
I know, but very early on when reviews first come out, and there's like there is 94 reviews on Metacritic, which is a significant difference.
What the fuck, man? Why is
like
OpenCritic
now 2 weeks from now it might not be that different, but sometimes on day one it could be better to look at the one that has like dramatically more reviews. With that said,
right,
it's a 78 on Metacritic with 94 reviews. So
which is not. It skews lower on Metacritic, right, than OpenCritic.
Yeah, but that's not 98 70s. That's like a bunch of 6s and a bunch of 9s, like mixing together.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, you know what I mean?
Like so many 6s. There's a lot of 7s as well. But because
look,
it's averaging out to, you know, about an 80, high 70s.
Yeah. Dude, which is respectable.
It's giving misunderstood masterpiece.
If you look at the actual like breakdown on Metacritic of like the favorability, 74% positive, 25% are mixed, and only 1% are negative. So like that's
I don't know
not bad.
How they like draw that number.
Yeah,
honestly,
especially when some scores.
I think it's
scales.
When something is below a 50, it's negative.
Yeah. But even if that were the case, that only amounts to 1 out of 94, or sorry, this says 85 critic reviews. Maybe, I don't know, whatever. I mean, the point is, and a lot of the reviews, the few reviews that I like actually read through, like they were like, I've played this game for like 100 to 150 hours, and it's like, okay, that's a video game. Like it's. You had to have something to do for those 100 to 150 hours, and that's pretty crazy. Like this is just one of those games where it's like every time you watch a trailer, you're like, holy shit, they just keep showing different aspects of it, like jetpacks and dragons and fucking sky islands and Devil May Cry style like third person action, and just all and not to mention just like a massive open world with all kinds of traversal and stuff and puzzles. It's like, it seems like it's probably flawed. I mean, I think we all expected it. Even if it was like good, it's going to be flawed.
And like, there's probably some really weird choices in this. Like the one that I keep seeing people talk about is like, why is the main character like a named main character when like he doesn't have much presence in the story? It kind of feels like this should have been a
Avatar for the
customizable
player.
like build a character kind of thing, but it's not that, which I mean honestly maybe I would have liked it more so to be that, right? I would
Yeah.
have enjoyed that more than them just making us play this beardy guy. Or like these other two characters that are added in that you can unlock, where like one of the reviews I read, which was positive, said they didn't even unlock the first or the big orc guy until like 100 hours into playing it. Like they didn't even unlock him until like way into the game, and they don't have any sense of like progression or like continuity with the main character, right? So like
Mhm.
you're putting all your time leveling up and gearing up the main guy, and then you've got to play with these other people that are not
Yeah.
as like refined, you know? Weird decision. There's a lot of people are calling it out, and it's probably true. I think we know it's true, but like there's a lot of decisions that kind of seem to belie the fact that this game was something else before it is whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it
Well, I
was
mean,
like
and
an
it comes
MMO or it was
from
something else.
like
Yeah.
I was
The
surprised
word
to
MMO
see
is being tossed around a lot
no,
to
but like
describe.
so these are this is the developer of Black Desert Online, which is an
Yeah.
MMO
Yeah.
that was in this universe basically. I hear that a lot of like the systems in this game like come from that game. Like that was an MMO known for like a lot of like different things you can do outside of just like fighting things, right? Like a different like a lot of these side systems and shit. Um I think like this is not a situation like where like the Lies of P developer used to make an MMO type game and now they just make something completely different. A Souls like this is very kind of an MMO with the
Their
other
previous work
people
is bleeding
pulled
into
out.
this.
Absolutely. I
For sure.
mean, even the
Or
name. I
it's
mean,
a Kingdoms of Amalur kind of situation where this
But that
was
was a
going to be.
that was a tragedy.
well, that's a whole
No,
other
no, no,
can of
but like
worms. There
that
was going to be
game
there was going to be an MMO as well. Yeah.
No,
Oh.
that game was going to be the MMO.
No,
And then they
Amalur was not never.
restarted it.
No. Amalur, the actual MMO never got off the ground. This Amalur was a side game by a different studio in that universe that the MMO never launched in. That
But
Amalur was never going to be the MMO.
No, but the bones of whatever, maybe it wasn't Kingdom of Amalur when they started developing it, but the bones
Just
of
the
whatever
universe.
that game was originally designed with MMO in mind.
The universe was, yeah. The MMO came first. Like the from the concept of like, dude, I literally read the Jason Schreier book about it. Well, yeah. He had a whole thing about
Jason Schreier,
the crazy
the
development
president
of
of video games.
the president of
Don't you
video
know?
games.
No, he's the journalist of video
He
games,
said
dude.
he said he's only played a few hours, so take his opinion with a grain of salt, but that he really didn't like it. That he really didn't like Crimson Desert.
Crimson Desert? Oh.
Yeah, he said the
Well,
first few hours have made me very much not want to keep playing.
Dang.
is this like a Dragon's Dogma?
But this
sort
kind of
thing?
feels like one of those things too, where it's like if these little bits of friction make you bounce before you've played 20 hours, you might feel like you've wasted your time and money, but like if you get over that hump, you're gonna find something that's like pretty crazy.
You know
like,
what it
pretty
reminds me of?
unlike other games.
You know what the game that I think of most when I think of this game? It's not like I know a lot of people go to Dragon's Dogma. To me, it reminds me of Xenoblade Chronicles X, which like the other Xenoblade games were very, very story driven in a way that X was more about like the world and the systems, and you had to play a whole bunch of it before you even got a mech, and then another 30 hours before that mech was like flying.
Yeah.
And it was really just in
I
like
just saw
the quest design felt
Xenoblade.
very MMO-y and stuff, and like the stuff you were doing out in the world felt very MMO-y, but it was just so amazing, like the way the world looked and your freedom to like fly around.
I saw
both of the
a
reviews I
Xenoblade
read-
Chronicles X post like yesterday. I just mentioned it because you brought it up.
Mhm.
Where like someone posted a screenshot of their mech and they're like, "I finally got a mech and now combat is good." And it's like that feels like one of those things that a reviewer would ding a game for, but that game will still be somebody's like favorite game of all time. Like Like, because there is something in there where it's like, yeah, I suffered through a lot of jank to get to this part of the game that is like actually incredibly sick, and I feel accomplished for having survived the jank instead of just being like, no, this is a bad video game, and like going and playing something else, right?
I think
like all these old white men don't understand Crimson Desert, right?
Careful
Like,
now, careful. I feel like we're butting right up against
and
that.
grognards like just are bouncing because it's not like a completely smooth, like polished experience. That it's got some weirdness, it's got some jank, it's got some flatness to it. It's got some more Eastern sensibilities maybe than Western. Like, but like I I don't think I trust a lot of these people on this particular game. I think a lot of these people also were saying that Dragon's Dogma 2 sucked, and that's just a fucking lie. Like, that's just not true.
No. They said
Like,
Dragon's Dogma 1 sucked. Dragon's Dogma 2 got really good reviews, actually.
no, but some of these people also.
But they're the same game.
I've seen people
narrative,
mention Dragon's Dogma 2 derogatorily in their review of Crimson Desert.
Which
And
is
that
like,
should be a red flag.
That's stupid, right? Like, that's that's a bad take. But I heard that the inventory in the UI in this is tragic, which is funny. I was looking up Black Desert Online reviews like today to see what people said about that game, because that game is also like in the 70s, and one of the big complaints was like how grindy it was. One of the complaints was about how they have all this shit going on, but it's like too shallow or whatever. But a big one that almost every review mentioned is like that the fucking UI and inventory is a fucking tragedy. And it's so funny to hear the same complaints about Crimson Desert, which
apparently they also patched in like more inventory space during the review period for the people who were reviewing the game.
Yeah. Hopefully this is a game that's going to get updated a lot. I mean, like a Monster Hunter game does, right? Like some of the problems that Monster Hunter has aren't really problems anymore. But that's also a series that like their inventory stuff is so bad.
Listen, I know you guys probably don't really follow or know who Paul Tassi is, but he's the games editor for Forbes. Or no, he's not the editor, but he's one of the game guys at Forbes, and he's also kind of like in the game industry, maybe like one of the like looter shooter lifestyle game guys. Like, he's a big Destiny, he's a big Bungie guy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a guy whose opinion I understand. I don't always agree with it. And in fact, a lot of times I'll watch his videos. He does like these weekly videos where he's talking about like what's happening in Destiny this week. And I'll stop the video halfway through because I'm like, all right, Paul, whatever. Like, he has a lot of doom and gloom. He has a lot of like pragmatism in some of his reviews or in some of his opinions that I just kind of, don't vibe with sometimes.
Right.
I respect his opinion. I think he knows what he's talking about. I just disagree on some of the more, ephemeral parts of a game, right?
Right.
He gave this game a 95. He said
Dang.
it's fucking crazy. He agrees with a lot of the criticisms that people have been putting out there. But he still says this is like one of the craziest games I've ever played, and the sense of exploration is insane.
I honestly think that like all the weirdness and uncertainty makes this game more exciting. Like the prospect of like playing it, trying it, and playing it to see where I stand on it is more exciting. Because I'm not going, because like it could either be like a 95 like across the board, and it's like, okay, I know it's going to be amazing.
Mostly, like, a lot of times bad reviews kind of shut down your excitement. This game, it's making me more excited. Like, it's making me more like, that. What is going on here?
It's going to be an interesting conversation once some of us have played it here.
I'm glad it's not a Biomutant situation.
Yeah.
Which was a game that like pre-release, like people seemed really excited about because it looked really nice, showed well in trailers. Some people played at E3 and said the combat felt amazing.
It was one of my favorite games of the show.
I just feel like as we enter into like, think about all this shit with like Nvidia and AI and all this shit. Like, in 5 years, anything that has like a human touch or has like idiosyncrasy to it, or like weird flaws. Like, I feel like we are going to look back on this game fondly and be like, I don't know, man, maybe we were a little rough on that game at the time. Maybe we would be lucky to have a Crimson Desert these days, you know? Like,
For some reason, I more
I feel like
associate
this is a
this with
game.
like AI than not. I mean, no, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yes, I think maybe from our perspective right now, that's kind of true. Like, it has some of these things that we're like trained to be like, is this AI? Is this not AI? But like, dude, that's gonna get so much worse. And this game is probably, for all of its weirdness and its flaws and its purported, lack of depth or whatever, I don't know. I could very easily see a world in 5 years where someone like Jacob Geller is like waxing philosophical about how we all like missed this gem in the rough 5 years ago.
Except for
Like,
the fact that like it has like catapulted to become like one of the most talked about games of the year so far before it's even out. So I don't think that's ever going to be a problem. Like I think people are going to play this in droves at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be successful, I think, just from like the amount of people I hear talking about it.
yeah.
It is like one thing to know about Jacob Geller is that this is his type of like game. Like he is
I
like
know.
you associate him with like a art game like essayist, but like
Well,
Devil May Cry is also his shit.
No,
he
no.
loves.
I think of him as an art game essayist because he is really good at finding art in things that maybe don't seem as
Yeah.
pretentious.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely hits those pretentious games too. But like, think like him talking about Dragon's Dogma. I was very much like, this guy gets it. Like, like I think. And I'm not just talking necessarily about him. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if in 5 years people are making very serious like video essays about stuff that maybe mentions this game. Maybe not the game specific. I don't know. Maybe next week I will feel like a fool. Maybe next week I'll come back here and be like, nope, this game does suck.
So who all here is going to play this, or what
I
are we getting
pre-ordered
this
it,
on?
so
I'm gonna play it. So here's my question, because the elephant in the room is that obviously all the review codes out there are for PC. There's no mention yet about PlayStation, but I did see an article.
This is
yesterday that
it is on console, but they just like haven't been talking about the console.
I would assume tragedy.
I saw an article the other day, and grain of salt, because this was pre embargo lifting, and I don't even know. But like somebody said they got their hands on a PS5 copy and were running it on a base PS5, and it was remarkably stable.
Okay.
Now, again, I say take that with
How
a huge
much
grain of salt, because
remarkably stable.
Like he was actually like
is a fun compliment.
I mean, he was getting into more nitty gritty than that. I'm just kind of giving you the 10,000 foot view of what he was talking about, and I don't know for sure if that's accurate or not. Sleepy Nights in chat says Digital Foundry got a PS5 Pro copy, but only for the Pro. So none of us here have Pros. But also, I have yet to find a game that doesn't run perfectly fine on the base PS5. You know what I mean? Like Ghost of Yote was like.
No, Yote is not a good example, dude.
I mean,
that thing ran like a dream on like the PS4 when that thing was like, that game couldn't run any game well.
I'm off, but like Death Stranding 2 runs like a dream on base. Like I'm just saying, like
two first party, like Dragon's Dogma 2 is a game that at launch did not run great. Right?
I mean, again, my assumption is that like the console version is going to be worse. But I'm also worried that my PC might not be up to playing the game. But like, I don't know. I was contemplating just getting it on Steam, which would also be great for our library.
I got it on Steam because
I certainly can't run this on Steam.
You can get it at a pretty okay discount on Green Man Gaming right now.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll do that.
Which is a Steam code.
It is a Steam code. So I've got it in the library.
Oh,
now
well, there you go.
So we can at least. So we have one copy. So everybody should at least, before if you are thinking about buying it yourself, you can at least install it.
What was that
and try
jank-ass samurai game that you really liked, Brad?
Rise of the Ronin?
That's the one.
Yeah, what about it?
I think this could be a Rise of the Ronin situation.
No, that's a very different sort of thing, though. That's a Team Ninja game.
It could be or one might say it's a Days Gone kind of thing.
Like there's no there's no satisfying exploration in Rise of the Ronin. This game better have some satisfying exploration.
Dude, the two reviews that I read,
more what I care about than anything.
The two reviews I read say, despite like some of the like underwhelming like quest design and stuff, like the exploration in the game is ridiculous. Just the sense of a spirit of being in the world and just taking it in organically and
I want to find
just like the
shit.
obscurity of like having to find shit. Like
yeah,
what like one of the positive reviews was saying like, oh yeah, at 120 hours, I found a legendary animal that I could tame and make my mount, which I didn't even know there were legendary animals in this game. But like there it is, you know? Or like I found a helmet that increases my damage by 30% and I didn't even know like like
there's rewarding loot
out
to
there. Yeah,
secrets.
I mean apparently.
That's what I want.
Take it up with Paul Tassi. I don't know.
As much as people love like The Witcher 3, like that's a world where like it might be big and beautiful and do so many things right, but like I couldn't give two shits about like exploration in The Witcher 3 because to me the only thing interesting to find are like our side quests, right? That you could have obtained in town off of like a board, right? Like if you're like someone who likes to stumble into cool story moments, The Witcher 3 is good. If you're the kind of person who wants to like find some cool loot out in the world from raw exploration, that ain't the game.
The one thing too is like because the map's so huge, right? So fast travel is obviously kind of important, but the game doesn't tell you that like there's all these puzzles around that you can solve, but the game doesn't tell you that once you solve that puzzle, it becomes a fast travel point because it doesn't mark that as such in the map. So like some people are saying like they played a whole bunch of this game and didn't realize they had more fast travel options than they really did. But then also some major places that you want to go don't have convenient fast travel options, right? Or they'll have only one convenient fast travel option, but it's locked behind a puzzle that like they couldn't solve, you know? But like even like a big part of the game is you're building up a camp, like you're building up your own base, and there's no convenient fast travel place. Like the easiest way to get to your base is to fast travel to a place in the Sky Islands and then skydive off into your base.
That's some Dragon's Dogma 2 energy.
That's Dragon's Dogma 2 shit. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
All right. We've talked a lot about Crimson Desert for people who haven't touched it yet. So I would just say tune in a week or two, and we will have probably played quite a bit of it, and we'll be talking about it. So you have that to look forward to. Before we wrap up, I do want to ask Chris Davis, Brad. Well, I know Brad finished Resident Evil 9 or Requiem for the first time. Chris Davis, you've finished playing it like 16 times.
5 times, but yeah.
Yeah, you got the platinum. So I guess, well, Brad, now that you finished it,
it's cool.
Thoughts?
I mean, I definitely think that I was, we talked about it, right? But obviously I played a lot more of the second half and finished it, and I had some fun, but it's that first half is definitely better than the second half, in my opinion. Now there are some great nostalgic moments, right? Like the thing y'all were spoiling completely last week about the details of the police station and whatnot. Like how hyped that was, right? And the music and all that stuff, right? That stuff was great, right? Including other, redacted, right? Super cool. But, it was a lot of like, I'm just shooting liquors, and I'm like, it's not even like...
Okay, that was a spoiler right there. I was trying
It's not, dude, because...
You saying what we said last week was a spoiler, that's the bigger spoiler than the fucking...
That is. Yeah.
But like it doesn't even
it's
not even like meaning, like it doesn't even feel significant anymore. Like by the end you're just fighting like waves of them, not, and it's like like they don't do like a cool... I thought they were going to do a cool story moment when like a liquor showed up, but it wasn't. They were just like, I don't know. It's cool. It's just
I do agree. I do think the first half is stronger. Like I do prefer the Grace section of the game to Leon's, but overall as a package, I think it's a fantastic game.
It's so very Resident Evil, right? Like it's not even like I can't believe people are saying would like... there's some people are talking about like this is the best Resident Evil game, and I'm like, it's a good one, but like to me this is closer to like Resident Evil Village, which is a game I really liked, but like I would not understand someone who says, "Oh, I love Resident Evil 9, but I think Resident Evil Village is dog shit." Like to me, that doesn't even make sense.
Those people exist?
Absolutely
Okay.
those people exist, and I don't understand that because it feels like much closer to that. But I mean, I don't know. It was cool. I don't like the story gets so stupid. Like I still don't even know who that dude was that I thought was Wesker, but is not Wesker. Like it doesn't obviously it doesn't even matter. It doesn't
Brad,
even matter.
you have just gone into this just like completely spoiling things that we were trying not to spoil last
You
week.
seem hung up on the fact that you're offended by the fact that I was spoiled last week about the police station. But it wasn't even a spoiler. It was just like that's such a cool moment to experience with the music that like I almost didn't want to know. Because to y'all that was like whoa. That was like
I'm talking about people who are listening who are not aware of any of these things being in the game. But whatever.
Well, no, but the police station is in trailers and stuff, right? So
yes, but the character you just mentioned is not.
What?
Oh my god, never mind. Just
are you talking about the antagonist or are you talking about that monster?
Xeno.
I'm talking about the antagonist.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Am I supposed to know who that is?
No, he was a new character brought into this game.
Okay, that's all I want to know. I didn't know. I didn't know I could be spoiling things because I didn't know anything about that guy. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like he seemed like such a non-thing, and I was like, he was so Wesker coded that if
I'm gonna be honest, I assumed that was Wesker.
Everyone did.
Exactly.
Everyone did.
Exactly.
No, I mean I know he was going by a different name, but I'm fairly positive that is supposed to be Wesker.
Oh, see that I didn't know. That I didn't know.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But
you are wrong.
What evidence do you have to support that?
And why is he teleporting like Wesker?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I mean, if it's truly a new character, then it's not really a spoiler.
Is it spoilery?
I mean, it pertains to the ending of the game.
Okay, let's have this conversation after the podcast, off the recording. Okay. Anyways, neither here nor there. Chris Davis, anything you want to add before we wrap up?
I want to say that insanity mode is no joke. Enemies feel like they take twice as much damage. They are definitely twice as aggressive. I mean, they will not shamble. They will fucking bum rush you. They don't give a shit. They remix encounters. They add some new ones that kind of just. There were some still moments that naturally in the base game felt like, okay, feels like there should be something here. Definitely is there in Insanity. Lickers are, no matter what, basically one-hit kills. They fuck your world up.
If they get you.
If they get you.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, and there was this one encounter late in the game where you have to face a bunch of lickers. They completely remixed that, so you have to face both the lickers and the zombies at the same time. There was a sequence
like that in the base game.
There is.
I remember well, technically speaking, again, we're venturing into potential spoiler territory.
There was one really cool thing I noticed. So you do eventually fight some enemies, not to put too fine a point on it, that they use guns.
Yes.
There's infighting in the game, actually.
So I did that in my playthrough, and it didn't really happen like I was hoping. I was like, oh, this can make things easier. And I'm like, no, this just made it worse for me. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, just the concept that they wrote in that code, even though it's only in like one very specific sequence, like the fact that it happens.
Honestly, I wish they did way more with that.
I think they will.
The first time in any Resident Evil game that you were doing what you were, not what you're talking about the infighting, but what you were engaged with in the late part of that game. Is that the first time the series has done that?
With like the remixed encounters and stuff?
No. The what you're talking about, the things you were fighting in that
Yes.
sequence with Leon. Has Resident Evil ever done that?
What are we talking about?
Not specifically.
The things with the guns at the end of the game, towards the end of the game, has Resident Evil ever had that type of enemy?
Not in a
I'm gonna be honest.
mainline
I have
game.
no idea what y'all are talking.
If you're
I'm trying to
looking
think what the fuck y'all are talking
spin-offs,
about.
yes.
The enemies with guns.
The Umbrella Operatives.
Humans.
Oh.
Humans.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Have you ever fought humans with guns in Resident Evil before?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
Not specifically in a baseline game, no.
Oh.
Are you talking about?
Like Operation
Resident
Raccoon
Evil
City,
stuff?
for example, is very much that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't count that. Okay.
I mean,
we don't talk
no
about
one wants
that.
to count Operation Raccoon City. That game should have never been. That should never fucking existed. Oh, I hate that game so much.
Because that was certainly weird. But like, can I say that like the AI for those enemies was actually like pretty good?
They were. Like, that's the thing.
You know, I was like, I'm not mad. I was mad because you could get shot really easily, but it was nice to have human AI that was actually like pretty good. Like, because this is not what the zombies do, and I liked that. But you're right. I guess if you're playing Resident Evil 4 and like you're in the castle and stuff, like they might as well just be humans, even though they are zombies, right?
Yeah.
But again, man, yeah, this I still think now. I also believe Resident Evil 4 is one of the greatest games of all time. But like to me, it mogs the hell out of like any of the Leon stuff in here. It's just I don't know.
Yeah,
but we talked about it. We talked about it.
Yeah, I do think the Grace segment is kind of the
highlight for sure.
The highlight.
It is.
Although the blood stuff is so stupid. They should have come up with something different.
Yeah, I mean, come on, really?
We're all scratching our head a little bit here about that one. All right,
fun ass game though.
Yeah.
All right.
The only complaint I would have with Grace is that like once first half the game is over, like she gets one level and that's about it. And like I feel like the level design in the second half of the game really just I feel like having another dedicated Grace section would make the game so much more interesting to me.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Which they did. It was just a different vibe, right? It wasn't the same kind.
Yeah.
I like the potential. I like what they were doing with the stuff out in the city, but it felt a little too like each individual area was too like long and kind of linear. And I wish that you were more. It was more about like how everything connected more than just like the one way that it was.
Which is what that first segment is like.
Like one of the coolest things I did was when. You can kind of do stuff out of order, but like you at some point you go up onto there's like a stairwell, right?
Yeah.
And you engage enemies in this stairwell, zombies in this stairwell, and later on you're like on the roof of that building doing other stuff, which was pretty cool. But like the way you end up going back down that stairwell, and I was on the roof and I shot something, and I was like, I think that's that stairwell. And sure enough, it was. You go back down the stairwell and there's like an item there, and I'm like, that's what I want to see more of. I want to see more of like I'm seeing a different part of the environment from a different angle, and I'm like putting it together in my head, and I'm like, that reminds me of like
the map together.
Yes. Yeah. And I almost want a vehicle. I want a motorcycle that's not a motorcycle sequence. This is what I've always said about like Tomb Raider. I like how when Tomb Raider games have vehicles that are just like ways to get around an environment, and I wish like that environment was big, and I wish Leon had a motorcycle to get around and not a motorcycle sequence, which.
I mean, they tease so much with the Return to Raccoon City. Like there is an Easter egg in there that basically looks right at the camera and says, "Hey, we remember that you like Resident Evil Outbreak." Like there's a lot of things like that are in there.
Did you happen? I'm assuming you did because you played the game so many times at this point, Chris Davis. But did you see the secret tofu?
Oh yeah,
cameo. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
You see him hopping past a window. If you're in one of the side hallways in the police station, you hear this weird noise, and I kept going, "What the fuck is that noise?"
Yeah,
and you see him hop past the window, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
The only reason I was harping on that music moment is because to me, y'all were like describing to me what might be like on the list of best video game moments of the year. Honestly, when that music track. kicks in.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
versus like, oh, this enemy type is in the game isn't really like the best moment of the year. And I truly believe that. Like that Resident Evil 2 for a long time. Well, for a long time. It's just up there. Like I love that game and I love Resident Evil 4. And man. It made me wish that there was more music in Resident Evil 6 because especially when you're out in the city
in 6?
and it's just like sorry, 9.
I was gonna say,
how dare you? How dare you?
It makes me wish there was more music in 9, especially when you're Leon out in the city and it's just so quiet. Because I'm like, oh man, and then you get to the police station, and you're like, oh yeah, this is iconic Resident Evil music. I sure wish 9 had some of that. But yeah, okay, yeah, we should move on.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap up because this was a 1-segment show. It's turning into almost full show, which happens.
Yeah.
All right. Let's wrap up with the 4-player minute. Final thoughts for the week. Brad, go.
I don't really have too many final thoughts. I was gonna save the whole game share thing from Switch 2 as my final thought, but I did talk about that earlier. I would just like to say that I did my tier list video. It is long, but I do want legitimate feedback from y'all on that. And I'm talking to everybody, y'all, people listening in the Discord.
I'm gonna watch it.
Not y'all. I mean, I know you are gonna watch it, but or skim it or whatever. And I know a lot of people are gonna skim. Especially with the tier list, it's very tempting with the tier list to just go see the placement of everything. I just want to say that it's very long, but I liked doing it this way because I like giving lip service to sort of everything I touched. I do hate how like the first handful of things that I am ranking are games I didn't finish. And I realize now that it makes it seem like I didn't finish any of these games because it's literally like the first 4 games that I touch. Well, I didn't finish this one. I didn't finish this one. I didn't finish one. That's not true about most of the games on the list. I did finish them. So yeah, don't hold it against me. And one more quick shout out to what's going on in Fantasy Critic because there was like no conversation between Thursday and Saturday and even 2 days afterwards in the Fantasy Critic channel, but there was some action that happened, including some theft. And no one even commented. Even afterwards, no one commented until I said something. But we haven't heard anything from Crispy. Like he stole a game from me, and he literally typed nothing into the Fantasy Critic channel. So I'm curious to hear his thoughts on it. I introduced
Don't take the bait, Crispy,
for Titanium Court, which is like
Titanium Court. What's
honestly,
that?
unless you're on the Fantasy Critic like server, is it
good? Should I bet
Titanium Court is probably not a game that I feel like Crispy bid on this because he knows that only I could have possibly introduced this bid, which is true.
This looks kind of cool.
Shut the fuck up, Crispy.
Should I bid on this? You think this will be fun? Oh, there's a demo. Maybe I should play.
I mean, the truth is, my bid was quite low because I didn't kind of care about missing it because it is a bit of an oddball. The thing to know about Titanium Court is it did win the Seamus McNally at the IGFs, including like the best game design award, which is it can point to like an indie game that is going to be respected by a certain type of audience critic, like the kind of person who's judging at this thing, which last year Consume Me won a bunch of awards, and Consume Me is a really great game. Maybe it didn't like hit high 80s or whatever like I was hoping, but it certainly still scored well. So Titanium Court is actually one of the designers who did work on Consume Me as well, is the designer for this game, and he makes cool shit. It's like such a hipster game though that I'm worried that, I mean, it's going to get the reviews.
What, that all these fucking idiots who review games won't get it?
No, they're going to get it. It's just like no one who there's not going to be any reviews from anyone who's not like so
incredibly positive about it.
Yeah, because you have to be plugged in enough to even really care to play it. Like this game
does seem like one of those games where like if you played this game and then wrote a negative review about it, people would read it not knowing that game was a thing, look at
Yeah.
one screenshot and be like, well, no fucking shit, you dickhead.
Exactly. Yes. But you should actually try the demo if you haven't. Like, it bothers me when I get a game stolen and this motherfucker didn't even play the demo because there's a demo out there.
Play demo to what?
Like, it's metagaming. You took it from me just because you knew it was me that introduced it. You stupid bitch.
Oh, sorry. Is that
Just like last year.
last year.
Well, you took Star Invaders and Karen from me, and sure enough, both those games scored incredibly well.
I should play Star Invaders.
Yeah, Star Invaders is cool.
All right.
So I've heard.
Moving on. Crispy.
I just want to talk about fuck, I was gonna make a joke and I literally can't remember the name of the game.
Dang.
The one we were just talking about.
Karen? Oh.
No!
Titanium Court?
Titanium Court, yeah.
You don't even know the name of it.
I was joking. Dude, I don't really have much to say except for Marathon. Apparently, people are expecting Cryo Archives this weekend. The ARG has been mostly solved. Last I checked, they had one step left. I don't know. Let's take a look. A live reaction. What's going on with the ARG doc for the Breach Protocol ARG?
How do you feel about that 75? And why didn't you have the balls to pick it up in fantasy?
Oh, well, I know Fantasy Critic isn't real life, right?
Yeah.
Fantasy Critic can't capture the complexity and the messiness of the real world. It's a fun game, but it is by no means the final word on what is a worthwhile gaming experience.
Of course not.
Not that I would ever accuse it of being.
Coward.
Yeah, I'm a coward. I am a survivor is what I am, Brad. I'm a fucking fighter, and I'm gonna put you in the fucking ground this year. I'm promising that.
Like honestly, if you look at the rosters, like you're mogging everyone, and it doesn't even look close.
I don't even care.
Like it doesn't
just
look
you.
close.
It's just you. It's you. I want you, Brad.
Well. So here's the interesting thing, right? Without Mario, I have no chance of winning. But you also counterpicked Mario. So if Mario is real, you're done. I mean, you could still super drop it. It was a good counter. It was a good counter.
Mario's not real.
Mario's not
real.
We all know Mario doesn't exist.
So
there would never be another one.
On the Marathon ARG, it looks like they've solved a bunch of puzzles last night, and now we are on a step that is just destroy 500 million UESC bots. 500 million.
That's a lot.
And the count at the time of the screenshot, the count was up to 300 million.
Oh, we're gonna hit it.
So
probably Saturday, maybe.
Yeah,
which makes sense. They usually release raids on the weekend and stuff. Dude, they had a tournament over last weekend called the Tau Ceti Cup, which had just a bunch of streamers competing in it. The prize, or not even the prize, the gift they gave everybody for participating was this like custom made Marathon jacket that some cosplayer made for Bungie, and it looks so fucking sick. It looks like if it was real, you would pay $500 for it. Like, it looks crazy, and it's not for sale. Like, there's no way to get it. And they've just been showing it off all week. They showed off a video of, like, her making the jackets today, and it's like, this is so fucking cool. You can't fucking buy it. And you know what? Bungie has this, like, kind of weird merch thing that they do, which I've talked about before, which I think is equal parts sinister and really, really fucking cool, where like they will make merch for specific achievements in Destiny, or like completing certain activities in Destiny that like you have to play the game and you have to complete that thing on your account by X date. But if you do, then you are then you are allowed to like every time they do a raid, they put out a new raid jacket. Like they make a completely new.
To be clear, that gives them the ability to purchase it with real money,
purchase it with real money.
Yeah.
And it's like $150 jacket or something. But you still have to beat the raid before a certain date, and it's like a lot of this stuff is non-trivial. Like.
Yeah.
It is kind of a bit of effort and planning and work to do just to have the chance to like buy this cool flight jacket that says like the last
just to be
wish
given the
on it,
honor of
and
giving
puts
them
your-
more
and puts
money.
your which from that cynical point of view is kind of like that's fucked up, you know? But
Smart.
the other part of me is like that's kind of sick. Like that is kind of cool that it's like you can get these really neat real world rewards for doing stuff that is genuinely difficult in the game. But I don't know, man.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Marathon's really fucking cool. You guys, you want to talk about 73 in Fantasy Critic? That is definitely the kind of game that like was never gonna pass muster for a Fantasy Critic pick, but
Arc Raiders
is genuine. I know. Is genuinely an incredibly cool, very fun experience. But you know what Destiny or you know what Marathon is that Arc Raiders isn't? It is skill prohibitive. Right? Which is Fantasy Critic poison because game reviewers can't play video games.
Wow,
They're bad at it.
So
Well, they can't play Doom 2016.
We all know it.
so what are you gonna do?
We all know it.
What are you gonna do? You expect? I mean, I think Jeff Gerstmann's gonna like Marathon? No, fuck no. That guy's not gonna see even a quarter of what is cool about this game. Like, no way.
He's
Fuck that.
old too.
Jason Schreier?
He plays
I know
Atari
he knows
games.
the industry. He's a very respected pillar of the community, but that dude's not doing fucking raids. That dude's not engaging in high level PvP. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were kind of off base about Jeff Gershman. That is the kind of game.
Oh, he loves
like.
Marathon? Oh. What a
Dang.
He loves Atari games.
What a smart, intelligent man of distinction.
This is the dude. This is also the dude who loves. Remember that Xbox 360 Syndicate game? Oh,
Yes.
The only person who loves
Really?
Syndicate more than Carlos is Jeff Gershman.
It's Jeff Gerstmann.
He loves that aesthetic, and I don't know,
That's
Man, I also
wild.
played that game. I don't remember.
Well,
much about it, though.
you know what?
But
Mr.
you don't wanna
Gerstmann,
suck
I
its
was not
dick.
familiar with your game. I apologize.
Apologies, Mr.
But
Gerstmann.
also, I think you're probably wrong about Crimson Desert.
All right, we'll
Oh,
find out.
Gershman? Oh, that's certainly not a Gershman game.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Chris Davis, final thoughts.
Just final thought really is that Game of the Year content is finally launching starting tomorrow. I've got Brad's video ready to go. I've got Ed's 99% ready. Carlos is doing one.
What a
his
list.
is ready to go. Nick's is ready to go. Mine is almost done, and I just got to get the Game of the Year podcast video up, and I will have all that content done, and I will be done, and it'll be out of my life, and I will feel so much better. So
Yeah.
Chris Davis, can I briefly explain the Donkey Kong thing? Because I thought it was kind of funny, dude. Because there's one footage, like ultimately, where I had to keep sending notes. Right? I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
you got to get me. We got to get more Donkey Kong. This Donkey Kong footage ain't working. And he kept recording footage, and I was like, "No, man, that's not Donkey Kong." And even now, the one that's in the final one, I stopped pushing back. But like almost all of your footage was underground. There's like no surface stuff. You're like digging under the ground, which you're like, and not completely. This more recent one is. But
Better.
you know what I'm saying? Like you're in an underground biome, and then you're in the dirt, and I'm like, that's fine. But like one of them, you were like solving a puzzle very slowly, and I'm like, this is Donkey. You need to be bashing shit, man. If I'm calling out Hulk Ultimate Destruction in the commentary, you gotta go nuts. And you finally got there, but you were like blowing flowers with DK for a while.
Okay, so first off, the orange footage is from like launch back in July. The
That
second
footage
one
was okay. It just looked
the
like shit.
snow stuff I showed you was actually Nick's recording. Okay, and what I got
He was
you
solving
today
puzzles.
was my stuff.
Okay. We finally got to a place where it's like at least this looks like a not a turn-based game. So I'm cool.
Duly noted.
Not my tempo. Yeah, not my tempo. I threw a chair at Chris Davis and I'm like, you need to smash. But yeah, it's we got there.
I'm looking forward to watching everybody's videos. We'll get those out to y'all as soon as we can. I'll also get them all up on 4playernetwork.com along with our top 10 list for 2025. I know it is March, but goddamn it, this is how we roll typically. So thank you for sticking with us and being patient, and thank you, Chris Davis, for of course all the hard work you put into these videos every year.
You should see mine. Since I talk about like how many games is it? It's at least 30 games, right?
Your video is literally titled Brad's Top ? Of 2025.
When does your video go live?
I haven't set a live order. I was going to do Nick first, and then Brad, and then do one a day.
Okay. So keep your eyes peeled for those. We'll start getting those out tomorrow. And my final thought, man,
be good to each other.
I mean, more or less. I mean, I've talked about Death Stranding too. I'm still loving that. We talked about Marathon. I haven't played much of anything else outside of that, so I don't have lots to say. I'm excited to watch Project Hail Mary tomorrow. And
Spire 2 is still pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nick made a vow that he'll never even.
Oh, Nick, you're gonna play the original Marathon trilogy, right? Because it's
you said it was in our. You said it was in our steamer.
It's in our library.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in our steamer trunk.
That's our steamer trunk. Yeah, I would. I'm curious. I'm curious more than anything just to kind of see the history of it. But anyways, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I don't have a lot to say. Hopefully next week I'll have more to say about Fatal Frame 2 remake, because I did kind of start that. But
Stories 3,
Monster Hunter Stories 3, Crimson Desert probably will be part of next week's show as well. So a lot of cool stuff coming down the pipe. So keep your eyes peeled. In the meantime, guys, thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for listening. You can find all of our episodes on your whatever podcast service you prefer. You can also find them on 4playernetwork.com, along with all of our relevant links and stuff and our Game of the Year content. So check that out. And but the most importantly, if you're not in our Discord, you should be. It's where we all hang out and talk about video games and movies and everything all day, all the time. It's just a great place to hang out and talk about the things that we love. But until next week, be good to each other, play video games, and good night.
It's so fucked up how they took focus away from the defect. They took permanent focus away from that motherfucker. The only permanent focus in the fucking game now is
what are we talking
defragment,
about?
And they made defragment a rare. It's so fucked up, man. What did they do to my boy?
I think this is a Monster Hunter thing he's talking about.
No, it's Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire thing.
Oh my god! Well, what's the number? Podcast number?
868.
Oh my god! The defect, man. They made all focus gain temporary, like per turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of tragic, and there's no electrodynamics in the game.
Is there a fucking relic that makes focus permanent, or a power?
Not a. The relics are still in the game. That they're notably the disc, but like defragment is the only one that survived, and it's a rare now. So you don't even see it that often. It's all about temporary focus. Man. But I will say, like if you pick Apotheosis, the colorless card that upgrades all cards, even unupgraded, if you get it from the event, it is innate. So it's always in your starting hand, and it feels so powerful. Because you could bottom deck Apotheosis in the original game, and it felt like shit, right? But being able to like upgrade your entire deck, and it's always in your starting hand, is so powerful. It was already a powerful card, but now,
All right, gentlemen, I have to pee so bad. I'm going to power down. I'm going to bed.
Good
night.
Okay.